Welcome into week 4. We are here with anything you could possibly think of. Bunch of nonsense. 49ers don't seem like they're going to be able to put a team, except for they might have 2 quarterbacks available. I'm Jason Draven. This is Neil Smith. How's it going, Neil?
Going all right. How's it going, Jason?
It's definitely been a week already.
Yeah.
49ers don't seem like they're...
Yes, it has. Quite.
It just seems to be how it's... I mean, I feel like this is just how it's going to be from now on. all the injuries are stacking up. It's nothing but nonsense everywhere, and it's just a mess. So, but we'll get through it. It'll be okay.
Well, as I've been telling people, that's the slogan for 2025. It'll either be okay or it won't.
Well, you weren't raptured, right? That's a win.
Well, see, that's the thing. That's the thing about that that depends on your perspective. But what I'm saying is, it'll either be okay or it won't. Those are the binary choices. It can only be 2 things.
Yeah, so I guess you're technically not wrong there, but
it can only be one or the other, ultimately. But no, look, at least at this point, I feel like we're finally learning things. We can finally start making definitive statements.
Yeah.
Like, I'll make a definitive statement. Cincinnati's O-line is terrible. It's way worse than anybody would have predicted. Had anybody known that Cincinnati's O-line was as bad as this, we probably would have downgraded all Bengals.
Yeah.
Significantly. But even if Burrow was playing, all Bengals would have been downgraded. Things like that are starting to become definitive statements. And then we have things that we kind of are still having to keep. We got to keep an eye on certain things. We got to keep an eye on them still, but we're getting closer to consensus.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel a little better about some things, but I still want to wait and see. Well, and then talk about a wrench. The Giants already making the switch at quarterback. Wasn't quite ready for that yet.
That's the fun thing. I don't think that matters at all. I think that's going to be the same thing. Same deal.
Maybe a boost to Neighbors?
Hopefully?
No. Okay.
No. Just
Wandale.
Just schlock. Just bad. Because it's the Giants, and this is what I've been expecting since the preseason. Not the preseason, since like the offseason is this is what the Giants are going to be. It's going to be a disaster because the team isn't run by competent people. The coaching staff isn't competent because any competent group of people that would have been running the team wouldn't have done what these people did, and they wouldn't employ the people that they employ. Which is why I've been saying all along, try not to roster the Denny Giants because you're going to deal with this nightmare all year because you know how this works, Jason. We do this every year with the rookie quarterback on a bad team where they're going to try and hold them off for as long as they can. But ultimately, at the end of the day, ownership, and yes, I am going to say ownership in this case because that is literally what I mean. Not the sense that they own people, but the sense that they do own the Giants. Ownership will demand that the shiny new toy be put out to see what it is. Also, the fan base will demand that the shiny new toy be put out. So, yeah, are we like 2 weeks ahead of schedule? Sure, but that's really all it is. It's like 2 weeks. Does it matter in the sense of Neighbors? We don't know that. That's why I'm saying it's all up in the air. And I don't think it really matters too much from where my projections for what Neighbors was going to deal with because it's just all going to be a big ball of uncertainty. So if you're going to be one of the Polo's here, oh, good, a voice of sanity. We're not going to know anything about that because who knows, Jason? Maybe could be anything. Could even be a boat. Maybe he comes out there and he just peppers Neighbors with 15 targets every week. And you get something for that. Maybe he comes out and gets sacked 6 times because their O-line is terrible and then it breaks him permanently. Bryce Young style.
Yeah.
Hard to say. Which is why I've been saying in the background since the offseason, don't this is all Monday morning quarterbacking for where we are in the season. But this is why I personally do not roster like any Giants in any format outside of Dynasty, because it's like you just don't. I just don't want to deal with the headache. So that's one of those. It's one of those situations where I just didn't want to. I didn't want to buy the price of admission to take the ride, you know. But now we're here. But if you're the neighbor's manager, you are praying that this is what solves your problem.
Yeah.
So
'cause
at
last
least
week
right
was
now you
brutal.
get that crumb. You get that crumb of hope for now. Go ask the MHJ people about crumbs of hope.
Well, Polo is giving a statement, but is it actually Scatterboo season?
Yes, that is that is correct.
Okay.
We're 2 weeks ahead of schedule on that too, because we said last week on the show that we had to wait a little. You got to wait a little bit longer. Well, sometimes insert whatever deity you choose to believe in. Whether I don't care what that is. Praise the flying spaghetti monster if you're the Scatterboo person that Tyrone Tracy dislocated his shoulder, and there you go. You got your ex machina for the Scatterboo people.
2 to 4
Now the
weeks.
Tracy people, now the Tracy people will feel differently about that, but the Scatterboo people are thrilled because that's now a permanent thing until Scatterboo himself inevitably gets hurt because he refuses to not run into people and insists on absorbing all that contact. So it's the Damian Harris syndrome. He will be excellent in the NFL briefly until the inevitable collision that he refuses to get out of the way of ends his career. And people are going to be like, "Wow, what a jaded dick." Not wrong. Also got a lot of data on this. Got a lot of data on this on what happens in the NFL when you don't avoid contact and you seek it out. You could do that at college. Can't really do that in the NFL. But for as long as he is healthy, it is now Scatterboo season. It is now Scatterboo world until he inevitably gets hurt because he refuses to avoid contact. I'll give you another example since people don't remember Damian Harris because he's already out of the NFL because he refused to avoid contact. How's Najee Harris doing? How's that going?
Yeah. That was brutal.
How's that?
Didn't
good?
like that either.
That good? Yeah. How's that look? So that's the rub with playing a contact sport when you refuse to get out of the way of the contact. Like in a different way. in a different way. Adrian Peterson was like that. The problem is that Adrian Peterson was Wolverine.
Yeah.
Like that's the issue with that, is that it gets lost in the sauce because he played until he was 35 and he kept healing. But most people aren't that lucky.
Man,
So
we got everybody in here tonight. Sorry.
Yeah, I figured we would have a lot of people. We're getting to the part where we can start taking trade questions soon. But yeah, Tracy's done. He'll come back, but Tracy's gonna get Wally pipped. And for those of you who don't know what Wally pipped means, it's an actual guy. It's a baseball thing.
Back in the day,
guy's name was literally Wally Pipp, and it's the definition of you get hurt, and when you get back, your job is gone. And that's it.
I mean,
And
Tracy was
kinda where
barely
we're at.
holding on to that job anyway. Let's be
Right, which is
let's
what
be
I'm
honest.
saying. It's like, so it's an easy Wally Pipp here. He's gonna go be the backup now, the real backup. He'll be the third down back, you know. But Scatterboo is gonna get the real between the tackles work, and he's gonna get the rushing work for as long as he can stay healthy. Which is, I would imagine, you know, he's young enough, and he's young enough that he probably makes it the end of the year, you know, unless something unfortunate happens.
Yeah, though.
Um,
So, in reference to
Polo
Scatterboo,
AP, Polo AP could not play right now. We've covered this. He tried. He looked a lot different at 35. That stopped. It finally it took until he was 35, but the cliff finally came when he just finally had no burst anymore because his ACLs were from literal cadavers by the end of it. Not a happy thought, but he literally had the ACLs of dead people. Like it's
Yeah. But for this week, I don't have Scatterboo high enough, mostly because of the matchup, and it being their first like real chance at Dart and him. So I'm
Well,
hesitant.
I
I'm
have
hesitant this
Scadaboo.
week.
I have Scadaboo as a back end RB2 because I think in order to keep the pressure off the rookie quarterback, just gonna stuff the ball in his chest 100 times and say, "We get what we get." Because ultimately, where I was going with the whole Giants thing is that, look, Dayball ain't that dumb. He knows if he wants to not get fired, that this was inevitable. You had to play the game with Russell to see what it was going to be. But now that you're 0-3, you got to do what corporate daddy wants and what the fan base wants, and you got to run out the new boy and see what we can get. And for his sake, I hope that what they can get is 5 or 6 wins because that might save his job. But outside of that, I think his job is probably concluded at the end of the year if he can't demonstrate that he can win games with what leadership has decided is their future, well, then he will not be part of that future.
Yeah, he'll be an OC
And I would argue,
somewhere next year and be
well,
back
that
to
should have
just rolling
happened
things.
2 years. Should have happened 2 years ago, if you ask me. But
I know he should have been
I don't
working
know
for the Chargers.
I don't know the Giants. Wherever that's your own inherent bias.
Yeah. All right, we're going to go through.
Just like,
Oh.
nope, I'm going to take my victory lap now. So, Caleb Williams.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Good week.
Tried to explain to you last week that whatever your preconceived notions about Caleb Williams are immaterial because the Cowboys defense is literally that bad. So, are we good? Are we straight on that now? Do we not have to have that conversation every week?
No,
We're just
I mean,
starting
I've
whoever
no.
against the Cowboys
yeah.
defense.
That's fine.
What?
But I was just like, no,
Okay.
I was
All
more
I
worried
wanted.
about him
Nope.
throwing touchdowns.
All I wanted
That issue.
was an acknowledgement that the Cowboys, however bad you think Caleb Williams is not relevant. The Cowboys defense is the worst thing possible. All I wanted.
Well, I had Swift too high. That was my issue. I was expecting them to be able to.
Still
just
had double
demolish.
digits, baby.
It didn't happen.
Still got to double digits
Barely.
with 4 touchdowns. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Your feelings are irrelevant. We're talking about numbers on a scoreboard at this point.
I wanted him to
that is
be mid-20s, and it just did not happen.
just all I'm stating to you is we're talking about things we know. I know that the Cowboys defense that might be the worst professional defense I've ever seen. It's up there. It's on the page. And so moving forward, you just start whoever is playing against the Cowboys. It doesn't matter if they're struggling. This is not relevant. If the Cowboys are going to do anything, and that is highly debatable, they are going to have to score 58 points a game to win. Because that defense ain't stopping nothing. It's almost like they had this guy. You know what they need? They need a pass rusher. It's a shame that they don't have one.
Yeah. That's
a shame.
Well, they'll get to see one this week.
Get to look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just I'm worried
Look
for
at
his
touch
health.
it, not in the way that you want.
His health. That's what it's going to come out to. All right, let's get some questions though. Starting with Vinny, do we like Marvin Harrison Jr. this week? Kind of depends. Do you have better options?
I'm like.
Yeah. I currently have him at wide receiver 25.
I have him at 30.
Yeah. So he's.
And I think I'm too high.
I'm definitely feeling high, but I was like, I'm just going to go with it for now, and as more reports come in, we'll adjust.
Well, he's gonna play. I mean, like, he's not hurt. It's just, is he gonna actually catch the ball? Like that's becoming the issue. So it's too early to completely panic. He had 16. He had a nice 16 for you in week 1, and he's getting targets. He had 6 targets in week 1, and he hits 5 of 6 of them. But that's the last 2 weeks that have killed you. He had 5 targets in week 2. He only caught 2 of them. That's not gonna cut it. And then last week he has 6 targets. He only catches 3 of them, and 2 of them are hideous drops. So the issue is not, are they going to him? Is he getting targets? Is he out there playing? No, he's doing all that. We're dealing with a new problem, a scary problem that exists right in here. Right in here, in the brain. Right in the brain. And as a fantasy analyst, I got to tell you, that's like really, really, really scary. It's one thing to talk about scheme, and it's one thing to talk about, oh, why aren't they going to him? It's another matter entirely to talk about, oh, we're going to you, and it's hitting you straight in the hands. Here's my one silver lining that I'll give you. here, MHJ people. They got nothing else. Nothing. So it's either make
Trey
this work.
McBride.
That ain't gonna win you no division.
I know, but I'm just
That ain't
saying
gonna-
he's there, and
Well,
he's the one who's actually scoring for you.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. They in this case, your interests are aligned with the actual Cardinals' interests. The Cardinals would like to go to the playoffs.
Oh yeah,
You are not going to go to the playoffs with just Trey McBride.
That's not happening.
And if they do not go to the playoffs this year, I think many people will be fired. Many people will be fired in Arizona. Like many. Like all of them. Like all the way down. Because this can't fail. You've invested too much into it with the MHJ stuff. Now, that doesn't help you in the short term. But what I'm saying is they're going to give many bites at this apple to try and make this work. What you don't like about it is that it's on Thursday is another fun issue for straight up this week. You don't like that. Don't like that it's on Thursday. Just in general. For those who need a reminder, we don't recommend playing Thursday, people, if you could avoid it.
And we also recommend taking the under on Thursday night games.
Yeah, that's usually how that works. But
So that leads us into the next question.
He's going to get a chance.
I'm going to say Jarrell Exposito, Debo or MHJ.
It's almost certainly Jarrell.
Jarrell. Okay,
Yeah,
I thought that I felt confident saying it, but I didn't want to.
It would. The other option would be Jarrell, and I'm going to go ahead and say no to that.
Okay.
I have them literally ranked right next to each other. Yay! I literally have them one spot apart, which is super fun. I give the slight edge to Debo only based on the idea that it looks like Daniels is going to play. Because we saw what that looks like, and we learned a valuable lesson about anybody who plays for Washington if Daniels was to get actually hurt. It'd be a super downgrade going down to Mariota for any of the pass catchers. The other reason I go to Debo here is because it's really looking like Terry McLaurin's not playing.
Yeah, that's more of where I was leaning to because of that. That was my chip.
It gets you off the hook on Thursday. You don't have to worry about scary Terry, and it looks like Daniels is going to play.
All good things, and it's a decent matchup. I mean, so you could.
It is a decent matchup from the Commanders' end.
Yeah,
I'm good with that matchup against Atlanta. Atlanta's secondary is still bad. Their defense has been better than what it was last year. Low bar, admittedly, but their secondary to this point has looked better than what it was last year. So, but overall, yeah, I'd much rather deal with Atlanta's weird defense. I'd much rather deal with Atlanta's weird half a defense for fantasy as opposed to Seattle's 75% of a defense that they have. Like, it's mostly good.
They're trying. They're trying to get back.
Well, Seattle's looking like they might actually try around and go to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Way early on that, but it's
definitely something to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
All right. Glitchy's asking, do I drop
No. You gotta do the. Is it Dobbins or Judkins?
Oh yeah. Sorry. For me, it's Dobbins, and it's not particularly close.
I am also gonna ride out with Dobbins. That's also largely matchup related.
Yes.
Anybody against Cincinnati?
That's
the other one.
I'm definitely one of the people who are way high on him because, again, Cincinnati, and he's quietly been very good.
It's not. I don't even. It is kind of quietly. He's not getting the credit that he deserves. The
Yeah,
problem
right.
is that, as always with J.K. Dobbins,
How long?
enjoy it while you have it.
He's
Because
been double
history
digits
has
every week.
proven that this is not sustainable for J.K. Dobbins. So, if he can keep this up, we would firmly be into uncharted waters. He's been good over limited stretches, but this has historically always ended the same way. So, what I would suggest to you is enjoy it while you have it. And against Cincinnati, roll him out because Cincinnati's O-line is terrible. Their defense is terrible. It's all bad. It's all bad in Cincinnati right now.
All right.
It's all bad.
Hendrickson.
Yeah, it's all bad.
Yeah.
They can't run the ball. They can't throw the ball. They can't stop other people from doing anything. It's all bad. And it got exposed last week in a big way by the Vikings. So now there's tape. That's fun.
Yeah.
So now there's
Oh,
tape
you
that
just have
other
to
people
pressure
can draw.
Browning? Oh, we can do that.
Yeah, because again their O line's terrible. So anyone should be able to generate that level of pass rush. Minnesota's defense didn't suddenly get significantly better, by the way. That's not what that is. It's just Cincinnati is going to get undressed again and again and again and again. It's almost like spending all of your money on offense is a bad idea,
Especially when one of them
especially
gets hurt.
when you're especially when you're a poverty franchise
Oh yeah.
and can't afford nice things to begin with.
All right. Now this is the conversation though. Glitchy brought up, do I drop Pacheco? Because that's been a very common theme all for like the past 2 weeks. People have been asking, and after this matchup that I thought would be decent for him, I don't know. I mean, I'm close because that they're not running enough, and the high value touches are going to Hunt.
Drop him for what?
Yeah, I guess that's
That's always going to be my question. You have to give me some kind of like, what are we picking up? Because maybe. I mean, at this point, I have
3 weeks of tape of him.
It's 3 weeks of tape of him struggling.
2 were hard difficult matchups, and then this week should have been better.
Yeah, but the fact that they had Kareem Hunt out there in crunch time and Kareem Hunt scored, is the worst thing that could have happened. It is absolutely devastating to Pacheco. Also, we go back to the offseason when we've talked about this. It's not even just this offseason. The idea that Pacheco was a late round pick, that the Chiefs, people are like, well, why don't the Chiefs give Pacheco money? Because they don't need to. Like, they're not committed to Pacheco. He's not a high value pick for them. Like, he doesn't matter to their long term future. He is a rental in a lot of ways. So what do you want to drop, Glitchy? What do you want? What do you need? Because I'm interested. I'll play this game with you if you want, but you got to give me something to go with. You want to drop him for Kareem Hunt? I'm getting there. I'm not saying it's mandatory, but
pretty close.
I'd consider
more likely
it
to score
at this point.
in the high value touches, man. That's what's the big
You want
thing.
to cut him for Ramondre because he's available? I'm doing that. You want to cut him for everything else is. It's hard to do this for another running back because running back is so bad.
Yeah,
like
well,
that's
now,
the problem.
I mean, you probably
Trying to do that
for Benson
at running back.
That probably
is
off now.
But do you want to cut him for Trey Tucker because of the one good game and everybody suddenly loves Trey Tucker now?
It's actually, I mean, I'm not trying to defend it, but it's the past 2 weeks with 9 targets.
Like, well, that's even on a bad team. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
he's involved. I don't agree with the numbers that I'm seeing, the fab numbers that I'm seeing that people are willing to spend on Trey Tucker. But if I could get him, if you were asking me straight up, would I cut
wide receivers? Kirk, Wandale, or Mooney? Would you cut Pacheco for any of those, or Stevenson, Gainwell, or Harvey? I mean, I might do it for Mooney. I mean, that offense is rough, but
I don't want Kirk.
Yeah, well, we have to see more from that's an offense that scares me even more than the Falcons.
I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna hold on to Pacheco if my choice is Kirk.
Robinson, or Mooney.
Wandale is interesting.
I'm very curious to see this week. It's changing this week. That's my issue.
You found one of my all-time favorite little tiny people that by NFL standards, by the way, he's not that small in real life, but he just looks so tiny out there with all the big people that it's very funny to me. But he's just good at playing wide receiver. I'd think about that. If I could wait one more week on that, I probably would. And then Mooney is the one that's also interesting. I agree with you, Jason. That is interesting. Mooney would be interesting, for sure. Because the problem with that is that their quarterback has forgotten how to play football. And I could already see that next week we're going to have the fun conversation about how do you rank the Falcons with Kirk Cousins.
I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think they can get away from it because they've paid. I mean, they made the move already. They're not going to just shatter Penix's not ego, but his
It is ego, and in the past, I would have agreed with you until they did it to Bryce Young, because you get to a point where people's jobs are on the line, the coaching staff, and it's not just the head coach who gets fired; it's everybody. So the head coach will do whatever they need to do to keep not just themselves employed, but all of their people employed. So do they care if Michael Penix's little feelers get hurt? Not particularly. In the past, that has been true, but that's when you're dealing with people that aren't 5 seconds away from getting fired. So that's the issue here, is that ultimately they're going to be in the business of winning football games. Normally, I agree with that, because normally you're right about that particular line of thinking. I just don't know that it applies here. It only applies to people that have job security, which I'm not convinced that they do in Atlanta.
all right.
What would lead you to believe that the people in Atlanta, the coaching staff in Atlanta, has job security at this point?
I mean, they made the switch initially. I really think that it's going to come down to how he does this week, because if he doesn't bounce back, my thing is they really need to trade Cousins to somebody.
Yeah, but nobody's going to take that contract, so you're stuck here.
Yeah.
This is where you live now. So it's really that simple. Like, I think those people are a lot closer to getting fired than not getting fired. And if Penix isn't going to pull his head out of his you-know-what immediately, I think this is actually a scenario where they will go against the conventional wisdom of, nope, we're going with our guy. And then Glitchy, I would wait a week on Pacheco, because there's nothing on that list that screams to me, I'll bottom line it. There's nothing on that list that screams to me, oh my God, you have to go do this right.
I also don't see anybody.
All of that is likely going to be there for you if you want.
I don't think maybe Stevenson, but even then, I think most of those things will still be there next week. So
people hate Stevenson. Like,
it's
they
in crucial moments.
Oh, I know. He fumbled twice in that game.
Yeah.
And then what's funny is people are like, "Oh, it's the Henderson show now," and I'm then Henderson, and then like other people are fumbling, and it's just like, yeah, buddy, I hate to tell you, I don't know that that's gonna work that way, but okay. Like, we're gonna see how it goes. I think the Henderson people are gonna be bitterly disappointed when he's not out there taking 100% of the snaps, because I think that's what they're really hoping is gonna happen. I don't know that we ever get there. All right, so we did the drop Pacheco conversation. That was inevitable. We were always going to get there.
Baker's playing.
Playing.
Fields is
we have to wait. Fields is probably playing, but we'll get confirmation on that in the next day or two.
All right.
So the question is from Chad is, do we roll with Shaheed, or do you put Addison out there in week 1? And I am here to tell you, where do I have Shaheed?
That's what I'm doing. I'm like, where did I put Shaheed this week?
Yeah, because Shaheed hasn't been terrible, but he hasn't really been great. I was worried about I was worried about his ability to run. We've got past that.
Yeah.
Surgery was a success. He can run still. He's not as top end fast as he was.
Well, they're not getting him in space either, which is
well, that's the bigger problem, which is they don't have a quarterback. So the way it's going to work for this so far, it's actually pretty straightforward. He gets a 6, or he gets a touchdown, and you get a 12.
Yeah,
that's your life with Shaheed right now. It's pretty consistent. But so to be honest with you, given that that's what we've been seeing, and I'm a massive Addison apologist. Like, I am an Addison apologist. You can't ask me this question. I'm putting Addison in there.
Yeah, I have him significantly higher right now. I think this is a perfect situation for him, minus it being overseas.
He got the whole preseason, man. It's not like he doesn't know the playbook. It's not like he hasn't gotten game speed reps.
Yeah.
He just got a 3-week little vacation there for being a dummy.
Yeah.
And I don't need Addison to be smart. I need him to be out there running down the field with his arm up.
And this is kind of a matchup to do that too.
Weapon. They desperately need another weapon.
Yeah.
Like, something.
Steelers, though. Like, that's why it's like, this is, if you're easing him in, now is the time, because it should work out just fine for you.
I've got Addison 15 full spots clear of Shaheed.
Yep. We're right there. All right. Vinny, Knicks over Fields, assuming he plays. I
Dear.
don't think so.
Well, it's hard for me to answer this question
Because
super
we
honestly today because
I
I
have him
have
back to
Bo
back.
Nix at 9, but I have Fields at 20 because I'm not super confident that he's going to play. If I found out that Fields was going to play, I'd move him up. But I'm probably just going to roll Bo Nix based on the idea that why risk it? Nix has looked better. He had one bad game, and then he should have had a second touchdown against you guys, against the Chargers last week. But such is life. At least he didn't put up an 8.
Yeah, his
But
big
I'm a little
issue
nervous.
he needs to remember. He needs to get the ball to Sutton. That's his issue. That 1 week he
Yeah,
had a
well,
bad week. You throw to the one guy who saves your bacon.
who's actually like a competent wide receiver. It isn't some sort of Sean Payton gadget guy. But I am good with just rolling Bo Nix and
Yeah.
not just avoiding the Fields headache entirely.
I have him
got
back
more
to back
important
at
things to
13 to
do.
14. So
You got more important things to do, Vinny. I'll move Fields up if I get the word that he's playing. But
well, they both play
for
Monday,
right
so you
now-
have the time.
Yeah, exactly. So you get to make this decision on Monday.
All right, PPR. If Daniels
Well,
plays,
that's also good because you get to see how your game is going.
yeah, because then you can also
If you're
kinda-
because if you're getting creamed, like if you're down by $1 billion and you need a miracle, put Fields in. I think that's what I would do.
because Miami. I mean,
Exactly.
it's both rough, but Miami might be able to actually put some points up. Well, I don't know if the Bengals will.
It's all theory here.
I know they have least.
We're like I said, we're getting close. We're learning things. We're learning how things are working. We're learning who's a fraud. We're learning who's not a fraud. And we're learning like who might just be getting a little bit of a slow start, and we're learning like what might get better and what might not. Like, so we're like one more week away, I think, from being able to offer like meaningful trades at that point, because we'll have enough data to kind of know where we're headed here.
Yeah. All right, Daniel Eberhardt. Here we go. If Daniels plays this week, who would you drop? Franklin, Tillman, JCM, Ridley, Pollard, Henderson. I'm guessing he put Daniels on IR and has to pull him off. So of these, what are you dropping? It's probably Franklin.
Probably. It's either Franklin or Ridley,
Yeah.
because there's no universe where these other players are. It's Franklin or it's Ridley. It just depends on what situation you personally feel is going to get better. Are they going to start going to Franklin more? By the way, I called the living hell out of them. Never. I don't know. I had to go through the time. The classic trap game. What a trap it was.
I know that's
You
why
got
I'm
him
super-
again. You got him again, Sean. You did it. You got him again. You've upset everyone. Masterful approach, sir.
But
It's
he
almost
still
like I
played as a
have
wide
two-
receiver too. He ran the snaps and everything else. He just there was nothing there for him.
It's almost like I've got 2 decades of data of Sean Payton at various places to go back to.
All right.
It's either Franklin or Ridley. It just depends on which situation you think is going to get better for that individual player. Because there's no way you're going to cut Tillman. I couldn't cut Bill Krosky Merritt, especially with the way that was looking
Unraveled so
post-Eckler
quickly.
Reality. Yeah, you're not cutting Pollard. He's too good, and I don't think you could cut Travion Henderson.
Yeah, there's too much upside
Realistic.
there, and I'm
Yeah,
not getting
it's
rid of
one of the
Tillman.
two.
Tillman is at least, seeing targets.
What I'm saying, you get a choice. It's either you cut Franklin because you don't think it's going to get better, or you cut Ridley because you think it's just over and the old man's finally done.
And now
With the
Ward's
rookie.
hurt.
One of the two. It's one of the two, and yeah, that actually probably helps Ridley. Weirdly, in the short term. So
Yeah.
I would lean towards cutting Franklin. I lean towards cutting Franklin if I had to this week.
All right, M. Gonzalez. 2 questions. Full
You're
PPR.
skipping Vinny.
What?
You're skipping Vinny.
We can come back to Vinny. He
Alright.
has like 5 questions in here, so I'm trying to disperse them out. So pick one. Wide receiver: Waddle, Franklin, or Aya Manor. It says 2 questions, but there's only one there.
Waddle.
All right. Yeah.
Waddle. And
I'm pretty sure I put Waddle down too, but
I don't really like think it's that close, to be honest. Io Manor is like the flukiest thing I've ever seen, and
but
we
he's
just covered Franklin ad nauseum.
yeah, he's getting the targets. That's the reason I like him, and it makes it somewhat closer. But yeah, it's still Waddle.
Huge fluke.
And every
He
week
doesn't catch the touchdown. He doesn't. It's not every week. We've played 3 games.
yeah,
And-
for
and he-
3
and
games.
even with-
he's
And
done-
no, and even within that, he's had 7, 6, and 5. My point is that forget the targets for a second. If even with that, if he doesn't catch a touchdown, we're not having this conversation. He's caught touchdowns in back-to-back weeks that have bailed you out. If he doesn't catch those touchdowns, we are not having this conversation. So, and it's nearly impossible to predict touchdowns. The one thing you got going for Io Manor is that Houston is bad. They have such a favorable schedule that Houston is bad, and they should feel bad, candidly, and they make me feel bad for having to look at it. So it's everybody's unhappy about Houston, and it's one of those things where, but if he doesn't catch those touchdowns, it's not a 13 and a 12. It's like a 6, and we're not having this conversation at all. Now I understand you could have that exact same conversation about Waddle, but I am going to go with the guy who has a much more established track of being able to do something.
That's fair.
So that's where I'm at here. We roll the Jets. I am not afraid of the Jets defense.
All right, going to Daniel Ward here, since he's got his questions too. Well, then I'll go back to Vinny. 1 quarterback, 2 flex. Kyler, Jones, Purdy. So quarterback first. Kyler, Jones, or Purdy? Pretty sure it's Kyler. Nope, I lied. It's Jones.
No, it's at this point it's Jones, I think.
Yeah. So
Don't love it.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I don't love the matchup. This is going to be his first real test.
I just I'm not rolling Purdy because I don't know. I don't have enough data.
Yeah, and we're not sure he's healthy.
Well, here's the thing: if Purdy was cleared, and in such a way that I felt good about it,
It'd be Purdy.
probably play Purdy. Yeah, because
Against Jacksonville.
He's playing against Jacksonville, and my God, like, do you want to talk about defenses? That problem's not going to get better in season. That ain't going to get better. That's just how that is now. And there's no like free agents you could sign. Like, there's nothing. That defense is just going to be bad. And we'll try again next year with it. So I would really look at playing Purdy, depleted as they are.
Yeah.
But for right now, it's Daniel Jones. As we sit here today, is what I'd be going with.
All right, then 2 flexes
And
between Keon Coleman, Addison, Turpin, Tucker, or Andrews.
Oh, I see. Okay. 2 flexes. It's Addison and
Gonna ride the wave, or you gonna stick with?
no, I hate all his other options. I don't want to play Keon Coleman, and I don't believe in Turpin, and Andrews is too sketchy.
Okay, that's what I mean. Right? Tucker.
That's so.
Tucker with the volume.
I mean, yeah, you paid. I mean, yeah, you paid for it.
Might as well.
Like, you paid for it at this point.
Yeah, it's Addison and Tucker for me.
Because it's like it's tempting to say Andrews because
he just had a big game
of the huge game, but go look at the other games, and that'll tell you a lot about why I'm kind of waffling a little bit on that. Because
well, and if you're in our Discord, you already know because Steve took his victory lap.
Oh, did he? I've been super busy this week. I haven't been keeping up with it. So
no, the second the game went on, he was like, "This is why I don't trust any Ravens pass catcher." Ta-da.
Oh yeah, 100%. 24. Like, great, thank you. And that's why people are so mad once again about Flowers, which is kind of why I have 0 Flowers shares, because I was like, yeah, I don't want the headache. I don't want.
Yeah, because you have to start him, and then you have to.
This ticket for this ride is expensive, and real chance that the ride goes into the wall, and it's a big fireball, and insurance doesn't get paid out, and It's rough out there, buddy. It's rough, buddy.
Yeah, and then it gets even worse because his PPR for the last one is Pacheco, Gainwell, or Marks.
Yeah, I mean, you paid for it, Daniel. Just play Tucker at this point. Because
Yeah, but we go to the next question.
no, we don't. I go home.
You know, I'm like, that's my issue. I have them
you do
all,
what you want.
all struggling.
Why does it have to be Woody Marks? Couldn't it be like Ollie Gordon or something that I might actually feel okay about? I don't want to play Woody Marks.
Nope. Don't really want to play Pacheco. Don't really want to play Gainwell.
No, either.
I have them all about the same spot because they're all like, I don't know.
I'm gonna play Pacheco, based solely on the idea that look at what Detroit did.
That's fair. I mean, you kind of have to anyway because
look at me grasp at these straws. Oh, the straws that I'm grasping at. Oh no. Should tell you my level of confidence in what I just said to you.
All right.
But I am not playing Woody Marks and I am not playing Kenny Gainwell. Kenny Gainwell is like a stash for in case somebody gets hurt in a real way.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to go to Vinny. Now that we've gotten a couple other people in, Vinny, DJ Moore, Hollywood Brown, Godwin, and Judy need one for his wide receiver 2. And with the fact that Godwin had a full practice today, I think that's who I'm going to rolling out.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it's Godwin at this point because
Worthy's back at practice.
It looks like Agbuka's going to play and continue to just power through it. I salute you.
Well, he looked good being hurt last week.
It's almost like that Emeka Egbuka is a professional wide receiver and the dynasty community got that badly wrong. Except for me. Felt like like it's almost like he played against played with like 3 true professional wide receivers that are all leading their teams in the NFL, and he still managed to be relevant in college. Everybody was like, that's too crowded of a room. Like, yeah, well, things change quickly. I'd say it's probably Godwin. I know that's weird. It is a little weird to go there, but
I was just waiting for the report that he actually had a full practice, and
I just
came out and said so I'm ready to roll with him.
Yeah, I just don't trust Judy. We talked last week about how Hollywood is like...
Well, that was his last week, and it was rough.
Temporary thing, and it was rough, and it's going to get...
worse with
Can't get outplayed by Tyquan Thornton. You just can't. Like, you can't get outplayed by career journeyman Tyquan Thornton.
Well, they literally just the same play twice, and one he didn't catch and one he caught. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yep.
Back to back.
And
like,
everybody's so excited about it. Everybody's so excited about it, and I'm like, y'all have fun. The crazy fan bids that I have seen for Tyquan Thornton this week that people have been sending in. And then you would like to live in a world with DJ Moore because he had that, he had 5 targets and he had 11 points, but then you realize that that's all propped up by that touchdown.
Yep.
Like, and do you think he's going to score again this week against the Raiders? Maybe. But again, to be honest with you, I would rather just live in the world of like Godwin gets 12 targets and they just pepper him.
Yeah.
Because he's going to have to do
he's going to do something.
They're going to have to change their offense a little bit. Like, because they're the Patriots now. They're team only slots. They're just a team with only slot receivers. And hey, at least they have good ones.
Yeah. All
at least their slot receivers are good. Yeah. All their slot receivers are good, which would be different than the Patriots. Or all their slot receivers are meh. So they're gonna have to move the ball in creative ways, and I think that involves jet sweeps to Godwin. We've seen them do it before. I wouldn't be surprised if they go back to that. I don't think they're going to put too many limitations on Godwin. I think they're going to there and be like,
yeah, we paid plenty of time. Here go.
Plenty of time, and here's this. By the way, those checks keep getting cashed. We noticed. So, here's the ball. Go that away. So I'm not scared.
All right, going to glitchy now. One quarterback, Baker or Fields?
Baker.
Agree. Two
Don't want
running
the headache.
backs, Bijan, Scadaboo, Benson, Pacheco.
Just remove. You don't need to write Bijan glitchy. It's always going to be Bijan. There's
Correct.
no way.
It's
I'm
always
ever gonna tell
there's
you.
no
I'll
way
just
I'm
save you
sitting
typing.
Bijan.
I'm going to save you keystrokes. It's one running back. You don't need to ask about Bijan anymore because unless he's questionable. If Bijan is questionable, that's fine. But moving forward, you don't need to write Bijan. You can just assume that we're going to tell you that.
I know.
The
I
other one
literally
is
laughed at a question because somebody just wrote Robinson, and so I was like, I'm assuming that's
like-
Brian.
no,
So,
it's Cam Robinson. It's Cam Robinson, and I've gone back in time.
and so I was like, and then they came back and like, you're not starting Bijan? I'm like, I was assuming you would already be starting Bijan.
Yeah, we can just make that assumption moving forward. The real meat of the question, the interesting part of the question, is do you go with the internet's boyfriend, Cam Scadaboo, who's going to show up on his motorcycle and take you out for a wild night? Or do you go with very much not the internet's boyfriend, Trey Benson?
My bias is going to show, and I'm going to go Benson.
That very much is your bias showing. That is very much you zigging when everyone else is going to zag.
Well, it's the fact that Scadaboo's going up against the Chargers.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why I'm nervous for him. Like they.
See, here's the thing. Here's the thing, and see, this is
I
where
know we also lost Matt.
you and I.
which hurts.
No, you and I are going to agree
Oh, whoa.
because I'm going to play Trey Benson because I have Trey Benson. I've been waiting for this. This is what I've been waiting for. This is the shot. This is it. Now we're going to
And it's a good
learn whether
matchup.
or not Trey Benson. We're going to learn whether or not Trey Benson can actually play football, because he's going to get the whole job. And that's the thing about that job, as we've seen, Jason. Does the Arizona RB job matter for fantasy?
If you have all of it, yeah.
Does to me. We've seen that for years. And if you can get 80% of it, which I think they're going to give him, this is it, baby.
Yeah, because
So this is what you've been waiting for.
they know it's not
like, no, yeah, we've covered that extensively. Over the years. So that has been well documented. So this is it. I've got Trey Benson as a high, as a mid-level RB2. I would start Trey Benson over Chase Brown this week.
I agree.
Like, the internet won't. But I would start Trey Benson over Chase Brown. I would start Trey Benson. I have a level of confidence that I put Trey Benson right there with J.K. Dobbins.
No,
Right
I
in
don't,
that
because
same neighborhood.
I have Dobbins at 5. So
Okay, well, that's insanity. But, for us normal people that have Dobbins as a mid-level RB2 at this point, which is where he should be, that's where I have Trey Benson. Mid-level RB2, lock it in. The Cam Scadaboo matchup against the Chargers is not, as much as I like to make fun of Jason's football team, which has also been well documented over the years, and largely correct. Right now, that team is playing well, and their defense is good, and specifically their run stuffing is good. The Chargers look good. They look like a real team. This is the first time also in
I think you've ever said that. Thank you.
15 years that the Chargers aren't all hurt immediately.
Well, you say that, but
Which
then
largely
Harris,
gets into why I'm one
Slater,
of them.
we're still now 2 of our
The
linemen
injuries are
out.
still happening,
Yeah.
but it took 3 weeks as opposed to week 1 or in the preseason.
Yeah.
So it's the Chargers do look like a competent football team right now this year. The defense looks good. The offense is doing what it needs to do. It's almost like Harbaugh knows how to coach. It's almost like that. It's almost like he's gone from trash franchise to trash franchise and turned them around over time again and again and again and again. We could debate about how he did that, whether or not he followed the rules at every single one of those stops.
Well, I'm more surprised about Greg Roman actually chucking the ball. That was not something I was ready for.
But yeah, Jason, I don't know that it's sort of a backhanded compliment in a lot of ways what I said to you there, but it is true. It's irrefutable. The Chargers are 3-0. They look competent. They look like they look good. They look like they know what they're doing. They're working with what they have.
Yeah, we're almost to the point that this game might be a trap.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's why.
But they beat Denver, and I honestly, Denver has some warts, right? Denver's not a perfect team, but Denver's not terrible. Like, so it's like they've beat Denver. They beat the Chiefs in week 1, which obviously we say it's like week 1 is fluky, but like
Yeah.
they did it. They've done all the stuff that they need to do. And it's like, so it's kind of like I can't just sit here and mock the Chargers like I am wanting
Like you
to do.
used to.
No, that's what we're,
Like you usually do.
well, like I do almost every year, and usually I'm right. By the way, like almost every year I'm right because like they don't go to the playoffs, they fail. This year is a different matter. This year is looking like, okay, that looks like a real team that appears to be gelling with real coaching, which you couldn't say that for a long time,
Yeah.
and like
And a kicker.
real that they have a plan. It's obvious that there is a plan that someone has put in place, Harbaugh, and they are executing the plan because they're listening to Harbaugh, and I can understand why you would listen to Harbaugh. But like,
It's like that family knows football.
yeah, but it's like there's some ethical questions is what I'm driving at here. But that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter if I'm working for him. You know what I mean? Ethics aside, like he's not asking me to commit fraud. He's asking me to run stuff, and okay, I can do that for you. Like it just works better this way. So it's and yeah, I maybe I spoke too soon about the injuries, considering they lost Najee for the year, lost 2 linemen, and then they lost somebody on defense whose name escapes me. But even with that, they won that game, and they're like beating the division, and that division is one of the best divisions in football. It's a real division. Raiders is.
I was like, through the first 3 games, it doesn't look like it.
Yeah, like that division is pretty good, with the exception of the Raiders, which is like.
Yeah.
But like that division's pretty good. It's going to be competitive the whole way down. As we're watching you're watching the Chiefs descending back into mediocrity. The Chargers are rising, the Broncos are rising, and weirdly the Raiders are also rising. They're just rising like this as opposed to the other teams that are doing this. Like they're doing this. Like it's one of those things where that, like, believe it or not, like as much as we can Raiders, and I will at every turn. The Raiders are better than they were last year. Obviously that's like the lowest bar possible. But so yeah, you got that to look forward to. I mean, as long as it looks like at this point with the Chargers, as long as they just show up and do the game plan that they've put in place, I imagine they're
The
gonna
chance
be
is
going to
there.
the playoffs. They're probably going to the playoffs. Like schedule's not that hard. It's not that easy either, but it's not that hard. I mean, you got the Giants this week, so feel pretty good about that.
Yeah.
Is there? So we covered the Trey Benson thing, and then kind of had a little segue there.
Yeah. So 2 wide
To
receivers.
finish it, I am going to play Keenan Allen until Keenan Allen inevitably gets hurt.
Yep.
And then I no longer can play him, and Addison.
Oh, over Neighbors.
I didn't see Neighbors.
Oh.
Gonna play Neighbors.
Okay.
Gonna play Neighbors. Simply didn't see him.
Okay. I was like,
He's hiding in the corner over there. Didn't see him.
all good. I was just like, oh, okay. I mean, I can
Yeah,
see.
no, we'll
it was
play
close.
Neighbors. No, we're gonna play Neighbors, and then
And now
he said then it's 2 flexes from running backs and wide receivers that you didn't pick. So Addison. And then Scattaboo. Easy.
Yeah. So makes it pretty easy. I agree. Okay. We kind of covered that. Would you play MHA and Benton if you've decided to roll with them? Yes. That's your choice. Go with it. M. Gonzalez. Oh, the second part of his question. Should I drop Franklin or Iron Manor for Trey Tucker or Torrey Horton?
No. I might drop Franklin for Tucker, but I feel
that's
like
that's where I was at too. I was like, I could do Franklin for Tucker, but I want to see more.
I could do that. I don't feel like you have to do that.
Horton, it's not there. I don't know.
It's such
what
a nice
happened.
story. It's such a nice story. 5th round pick out of Colorado State, an underrated program that churns out professional NFL wide receivers. The problem is that none of them are elite. They all go to the NFL and they all have some kind of career. I could give you the list if you want it. But like it's a really long list. It's a lot longer than people realize. The amount of people that play NFL wide receiver that played at Colorado State is like pretty thorough. They always go, but they're not like elite guys. Horton's a nice story. It's not really something I'm worried about for fantasy.
So I'd much rather
On a
check
team
out
that
Tucker
typically
there.
doesn't throw enough. It's a team that doesn't throw enough either is the problem.
Well, and they don't have to because I mean, they've done just fine without it.
Yeah.
So we're fine dropping Franklin for Tucker, but no, we're not dropping Iron Manor for Horton. So
I'm not dropping Io Manor. As much as I don't like Io Manor, it's too enticing at this point. And I haven't liked Io Manor going back to his time at Stanford.
all right, Roy
Bills in
Scooby.
Detroit. Oh, we're going
Nope.
down there.
Yep, going to Roy Scooby.
Figured we would just do the defense question because it's easy.
Okay, I guess we can. Bills or Lions? And I have
Just
the
do
Lions.
the defense. Yeah, because it's simple. I have the Lions as well. There, easy. Moving on. Like,
Oh, this is a trade question, I guess. Offered and trade Derrick Henry for Jackson Dart, leaving me with 3 quarterbacks. I guess it really kind of depends.
but that's a 2 QB league.
Yeah.
So a 2 QB and 2 QB flex, so you can start up to 4.
Again, I think it really depends on what the rest of your team
Is
looks
this
like.
Okay, like many questions. Is this a dynasty league?
Yeah, because
Or
this
is this
is a win
redraft?
now
Does it
more
matter?
than
Because it matters.
Yep.
If that's not a dynasty league, what side of the trade are you?
because I'd much rather have Henry than Dart.
Because I don't know. Because the way your question is worded, it's ambiguous. Side of the trade. I need to know if it's a dynasty league. I need to know what side of the trade you are, and I need to know what your other quarterbacks are. I need all of those data points before I will even begin to entertain this question. So put them in, and then we'll circle back to you.
So if you're from Fantasy Life, this is why I don't answer questions seriously in the start sit area, because there's too much information that isn't included in your question. Like there's a bunch. You'll see every time we deal with it how many things we have to ask to get to the point that we're willing to
and
go.
As a fellow Fantasy Life veteran, that's why I rage quit that place. Well, one of the reasons why I rage quit that place, and we started our own website. So here's what I would tell you: we are getting ready to start going into trade season, and I know somewhere in the world, Daniel Ward's ears just perked up. In about a week, the roster resolutions are going to come up, and we will literally take some money from you. It's not much. What are we doing? $10 this year?
I have no idea.
I don't know. Well, some small dollar amount, and then we will literally do a deep dive on your team for you with a personalized, bespoke video that is just for you, going through your team and your league and the waiver wire and recommending trades that you should pursue. That is a service that we offer, and that is really the best way to get traded. The alternative is to sign up for our Discord, where we have an entire trade advice section where you can literally post screenshots of your team and screenshots of your opponent's team, and we can step it through with you. These are the right ways to get trade advice. Otherwise, we can sit here for an hour and I can go with you, but I will need those data points. I need to know what side of this trade you are. Is this a dynasty league? And are you and then like what are my other quarterbacks that I have? And then I can step you through what we're gonna do. So let's see if that comes up, and let's see if that comes up. Let's see if that comes back around, and then we'll spend some more time on this question later in the show.
All right.
Dolphins, Jets, Commanders. I'm gonna go ahead and assume, Vinny, that what you're asking me is what of those defenses that we would play.
I have the Commanders the highest.
Where are the Jets?
Just below them.
Yeah, I have the Jets just slightly below them too.
And then the Dolphins.
I'm not playing the Dolphins defense.
I was like, that's what order I have is Commanders, Jets, Dolphins.
Literally would have to pay me to play the Dolphins defense, like, because it's Commanders. All right, Commanders.
Nope, back around. Sorry,
I'm offered Henry. Okay, there you go. They're giving you Henry. It's not dynasty.
I have Wentz, Allen, Love.
Ooh, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that deal. I would have to be. What are your running backs? I'd have to be really to entertain this because Wentz doesn't help you. Allen and Love, I'm
He
good
does
with.
for a short
but
period of time. He's still got another 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Don't look at me like that. That team functions with wins. I think he froze.
No, I'm committing to the bit. So like, my immediate reaction to this is I'm gonna pass.
Yeah.
That's my immediate reaction. If you want to tell us what your running backs are, we'll take a second crack at that. But I would tell you that I'm gonna pass on that because it leaves you too thin because Wentz is temporary, as in extremely temporary. All right, let's keep going. We have more questions.
I'm going through all three of Daniels real quick. Pick one. C. Brown, Pollard, JCM, and Henderson, PPR. Pretty sure it's Pollard.
Yeah, it's Pollard.
Kraft or Johnson. There's no way I'm not playing Juwan Johnson. I don't care who's in front of him at this point.
Oh, just play Juwan Johnson. Let's move on.
May or Daniel Jones. This one becomes kind of interesting, I think. I have May slightly higher.
Oh, it's it's May.
Okay.
There's really not a better matchup that he could have than this. It's not really possible for him to have a better matchup. And what's the practice for the Patriots running backs? I don't know what that means. Is he asking for practice reports, you think?
No, I'm thinking he's talking about the fact that you can't ever decide which one to play each week. And that's really due to whoever fumbles or makes the biggest mistakes get pulled, and then next man up. So Stevenson will start till he messes up. Then he'll go to Gibson, and then he'll go to Henderson.
Well, eventually, I think eventually we'll skip the Gibson part.
Well, honestly, once they are out of the playoff contention, I would expect Henderson to see a ton more work. Is the other thing.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, this is a big... I'm not playing Henderson this week, but this is a big week. This is very much a big week for Henderson here because...
Opportunity should be there.
3 fumbles in that game that cost them the game, by the way.
Yeah. Again.
Because
Stevenson did that the first week.
Right, but like this should be the week where they go to Henderson early and often to see what they have, because you got to punish the fumblers. So this should be the coming out party for Henderson. Should. That's why I'm saying I'm not starting Henderson this week, but it's Carolina, who is bad, right? They're bad. Like, yeah. I understand.
And it's potentially worse because they might not have Ted this week.
Yeah, so
or
it's
Hunter.
Like I'm not getting suckered in by the fact that they took apart the Falcons and it was a weird game.
Yeah.
But this should be the week where we see the changing of... If we don't see the changing of the guard this week, I have many questions. I have many, many, many questions at this point about people's brains and what they're doing. So this should be the week where the Henderson people start seeing what they've been waiting for. If you don't get it, you need to start getting concerned. That's where I'm getting to with it. Because if they don't do it this week, then we're going to head into the reality that Jason's talking about, where they're going to be a 3-headed monster-ish all year, and that is just death. That is death, because there's not enough reps to support 3 people here.
Nope. At that point, you're hoping you can figure out who is going to have the high-quality touches, and you'll go.
At that point, I trade them all, and I just get out of this business. I spend my weekend at that point trading any Patriots RB and we just get out of this business entirely. We go find a new business to be in. They're not buying floppy disks anymore, buddy. We got to do something else. So, that's the deal. So it's a big week for the Henderson. Big week this week.
Yeah.
You're really expecting
Something.
maybe not a big number. Maybe not a big number for in terms of just raw fantasy, but you're
Volume.
expecting a big uptick in usage.
Yeah.
At a minimum. And if you're not getting that this week, I question whether or not this is a business I want to continue being in. And it might be time to start trying to trade all Patriots running backs and dump them onto a. Let that be someone else's headache.
All right. Going back to Daniel Ward here. PPR. QJ, Allen, or Monty? It's kind of hard to sit QJ or Allen.
There's no universe where I'm sitting Montgomery. That ain't happening.
Oh, yeah. I don't know, man. I know he just had a big week, but Lions play the
Cleveland.
Browns, who are like one of the best run-stopping teams.
That's
I know.
a function of who they played.
It's
That's a
PPR, so I'm
function
going to
of who they
go Allen. It's really close between QJ and Allen, but I'm going to go Allen there.
Good luck.
Yep.
Hope he catches a touchdown, because otherwise you're going to be sad.
Nope, volume's still there. Not too worried about it. All right, PPR. One
Better hope
quarterback.
his old bones can make it one more week.
Purdy, Geno, Stafford. Oh, I think I have.
Purdy,
Yeah, if he
assuming
goes.
he's cleared.
Otherwise,
Then
it's Stafford.
Then it's
Oh, no, it's Geno.
then it's Stafford, because I have to wait. No, because I have to wait until Monday, and we won't know.
Yeah, that's
We
fair.
won't know. So that's not an option. You roll Stafford in the Geno has to come off the list here, unless he wants to waiver claim someone.
Okay.
Sucks, but it's true.
All right. Two flexes. Moore,
Yeah,
Pearsall,
what-
Worthy, Iamaner, Franklin, Cup. Pearsall, Worthy? Or are you doing
Worthy.
Iamaner?
Yeah, no, I'm playing Worthy.
Okay.
Worthy and Pearsall. Don't feel great about Pearsall, but
Yeah.
that's what it is.
And then
If you
tight
don't,
end.
if you really don't want to play either Pearsall, the next choice would be, but I'm not doing that.
Too much risk.
I
Well,
only am
Cup's
gonna be
there
on
too.
bench.
I mean, but Cup also, the volume's hasn't been there.
All right on that. I'm good.
All
I'll
right.
pass.
Ertz or Kincaid for tight end? I think it's
Oh, that's
Ertz.
so annoying.
Especially
I
if
have it
McLaurin's
as
potentially sidelined.
I'm playing Kincaid.
Hmm.
2 out of the last 2 of his 3 weeks have been really good. And it's very touchdown dependenty, but this feels like a game where he could get the touchdown dependency that he needs. Because they're playing the Saints. The Saints suck. Bad. Bigly, as the kids say. The Saints suck bigly.
All right.
So I expect everyone on the Bills to try to score in this game. And by
All
that,
right.
I mean James Cook scores 4 times.
Yeah. And Allen takes one. Daniel Everhart, if Daniels plays or if he doesn't play, Debo, Ridley, Worthy, Mooney, Diggs. Don't know why that affects any of those players. I guess Debo would be.
Yeah, I guess that does make a slight difference, but you get 1.
Yeah. It's either Debo or Mooney for me. Mostly because I want to see how Worthy's arm works.
I'm gonna play Debo.
Okay.
Don't love it, but I think we're gonna get to. I think Daniels is playing.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna play Debo.
All right. Vinny asked, would you play Iamaner over Moore? Probably.
Nope.
PPR, probably. Because it's the same thing.
Not even close.
All right. Daniel Ward. Oh, jeez. Quarterback. Dak, Flacco, Stafford, or Trevor Lawrence? Stafford? Yeah, Stafford.
It's relatively close between Stafford and Dak.
Just worried about Green Bay
play-
just
I'd
proving a
I'd play
point.
Stafford. I'd play Stafford.
PPR pick 3, Judy, Smith, Pearsall.
You have too many quarterbacks, Daniel.
Yeah.
You need to cut one
Or trade one.
or even two potentially, unless this is a 2-quarterback league that,
Yeah.
and then I have questions. There's no universe where unless you're in a 2-quarterback league, you need 4 quarterbacks. You can literally cut one of those guys right now, Lawrence, and or Flacco.
Yeah, I was like,
Cut either one of those two.
Like, you could get 2 of them, but
You could probably cut 2 of them right now. I'd say you don't need that many. It's too many quarterbacks.
yeah, I don't think Flacco's has broken 10 fantasy points. That's the only reason
They're the same. It's the same thing.
All right.
Like with Trevor Lawrence is looking at his future when he sees Joe Flacco, and he would. And at this point, given the trajectory his career is on, he'd be lucky to get that far.
All right, PPR pick
Joe
3.
Flacco won a Super Bowl.
Well,
Trevor Lawrence ain't winning no Super Bowl.
not on that team. I mean, Baker's people turn it around. They just need better coaching and an O-line and targets that people who can catch.
To play on not a poverty franchise would help.
Okay.
All right.
3. Judy,
Devonta,
Smith, Pearsall, Keon, Franklin. So
Smith,
so-
Judy, Pearsall.
Smith, Judy, yeah. And then PPR pick 1, Waddle, Tucker, Kirk, Keon, Franklin.
Waddle.
Yeah, I think it's close between Waddle and Tucker for me. I have Waddle slightly ahead. So Waddle.
People are way overvaluing Trey Tucker.
Yeah.
They always do that. It's one big game and then people go nuts. And
It's not for me. It's 2 weeks of solid volume and the massive uptick in snap percentage. He's a second wide receiver on the team, outside of like Bowers. That's the only reason I like him.
Because Jacoby Myers is still outsnapping him. What are you doing?
Bowers is a tight end, so it really is only Myers and Tucker as the wide receivers. So yes.
Oh, you're
like
okay,
technically
you worded that in the most confusing way you possibly could have worded, but okay.
And
would you play? I don't. Hey, Vinny, I don't care about playing Godwin and Bucky together. It's not relevant.
Yeah,
I'm good with it.
It really just depends if that's your best running back.
Yeah, because what's your alternative? Like you're not gonna have too many in the ways of good alternatives with that. Hey, at least they're on an offense that can move the ball.
Correct.
So I wouldn't worry. Chad wants to know May or Fields. It's the easiest question ever because Fields is question May, and it's not close. Yeah, Gonzalez, Scattaboo. He's the scat man until he gets bonked in the noggin. Until he gets bonked in the noggin. And that's my concern and will continue to be my concern. And I watched all his tape from college, and I'm like, I've seen this before. This archetype of player that thinks that they can just run through walls when they get to the NFL, they don't last. They just get blasted at some point. They take a helmet to the head, and then they're never the same. And I hope that doesn't happen, but it's a lot of history on that particular mountain.
Yeah.
that happens a lot.
Nope. Judkins or
Daniel.
Monty?
The hell?
Quinshon Judkins or Monty? Daniel Eberhardt's question?
Oh. I'm playing Monty. Like, that's...
Yeah, I have him back-to-back, but still Monty. That offense is too good.
Yeah, they're too good. Even when he doesn't get the volume, he gets the goal line work, and they're down there all the time. So even if he only gets 12 carries, it matters less than it would for other people.
Glitchy's saying we're not starting Flowers from his much earlier question.
Nope, not starting Flowers. Not doing that.
I mean,
by the way,
it's fine if you want to play him over Scattaboo, maybe, but
you want to know what I'm doing with Flowers? You really want to know what I'm doing with Flowers? He's going to be on my bench for the foreseeable future. until he has a big game, and then I frantically try to trade him. That's my Flowers advice to you. Y'all love trade advice so much. There it is. I'm done. I was done last year, to be honest. I was done a year ago because we've seen what this team is. It's the same coaching staff, the same quarterback, the same play callers, the same everything. So you've seen this now. The only people on that team that you want to roster for fantasy that really consistently matter are Lamar and Derrick Henry. The rest is overvalued. Mark Andrews is overvalued. Zay Flowers is overvalued. Anything that isn't those two guys, Lamar and Henry, is overvalued because they play on a good team. So I do not want and do not have any shares of, which is hard to do for someone who plays in as many leagues as me, any Ravens that aren't those two guys. Because you can count on those two guys. You cannot count on Zay Flowers consistently. He's going to have some big games. They're going to get down in certain games. They're going to go to him. And then you're going to be like, oh, yay, this is what I paid up for. And then he's going to get a 3 the next week because they're winning and they're salting the game away with Derrick Henry touching the ball 48 times. We saw this last year. I don't feel like it's going to change. So I'm sorry that people got suckered in by this dog and pony show twice. Or maybe you didn't have Flowers last year, so you don't know how painful it was. I am putting Flowers on my bench, and I am waiting for the inevitable game where he has a 25. I'm hoping it's this week, and then I am going to go work to trading Flowers for something that is more to my liking, that is going to be more consistent. If you're going to play Flowers week to week, you have to be comfortable with the idea
that it's going to be a 3 or 30.
He might get you a 3, and exactly. It's going to be a 3 or it's going to be a 30, and there's no way to know. The only way to know would be to ask yourself this question. Do I believe the Ravens will be down at any point in this game?
Yeah, but we just saw how that works.
And even then, it's not a guarantee because they might just randomly go to Andrews, which is why I'm saying there are no pass catchers on that team that I feel good about. It's 2 guys. And I know that that's hard to wrap your head around when you've got a team that scores is as good as they are and scores as many points as they do for real football. But that's the reality of it for fantasy, is they are a run-first team. It very much is your daddy's football team. That, kids, is how football used to get played when I was 11. Okay? And yes, we used to run down a dirt road with a metal hoop and a stick. That was what we did for entertainment when I was a lad, because I'm old. I'm a man. I'm 40. Like, I was there when they wore the big shoulder pads and banged into each other, and football games ended 14-7. And you'd be like, wow, they scored 3 touchdowns? Oh my God, what a high scoring game. I was there for all of that. So there you go, man. Like, I'm trying to get out of the Zay Flowers business. It is not a business I want to be in. That's my advice. It's my opinion. So there you go. Jason, do you have any thoughts on any of that?
No, I mean, that sounds fair. I'm still salty over Flowers, so it just annoys me.
Yeah, from last year.
See the talent. Yeah. No, just not even that. See him on this team when he could have been a Charger. It worked out fine,
for the
thankfully.
Love of God.
Yeah.
Oh, for the love of God. We're going back that far?
Yes.
We're going back 3 years?
Yes. I am still salty about
it. Get therapy.
Because then
I'll be your
slot team.
I'll be your therapist. Get on the couch. Where's my notebook? Where's my notebook? I need to get a notebook.
Because then we would be the slot team. We'd have Allen, we'd have McConkey, and then we would have Flowers and be fine. All these guys can carve everybody up, and we'll just throw it. Oh the entire game.
I can't believe we're still having this conversation. This conversation, guys, ladies and gentlemen, I've been having this conversation, and I can't continue to do it. It's starting to impact my mental health at this point. You know what I mean? Like, it's starting to affect me. Because it's not going to change, dog. I don't know what to tell you here. She's gone, okay? She wasn't that into you. She's left. She packed the bags, and she's out. You can't keep going on about this. You can't keep driving by her house. You can't go out there. You're going to get a restraining order. You can't go out there with the boom box in the rain. That only works in the movies, dude. Like, in the real world, you get the cops called on. You can't keep doing this.
Okay, off of that. Into Daniel's Ward's question again.
Really? I have more.
Yeah,
I
no.
could have kept going. Like,
You're good. PPR: Metcalf, Benson, Godwin, Jennings, Waddle.
I may be a lot of things, but good is not one. This is a good question though, by Daniel.
Yeah,
Uh,
this is actually a hard one.
yeah, you get one. That's what makes it
Yeah.
challenging.
Like,
Because normally it would be it's PPR, so it would be a wide receiver typically.
yeah.
However, it's not going to be a wide receiver. Not for me. We're going Benson, maybe to the moon.
Yeah.
Shoot for the moon on this one, Daniel, and you will land amongst the stars. I can understand being afraid of that, by the way, because obviously
I think it's
this would be
Godwin.
ooh, that's risky in the other direction. Well, because we haven't seen Godwin play, so there's a non-zero chance he goes out there and takes like 3 snaps and then tweaks his hamstring, and that's the end of that.
Yeah,
Because he got no reps.
my thing is,
Like,
so I'm not playing.
he's
DK.
not in game shape.
I'm not playing DK because I don't. I mean, the volume might be there, but they're playing in London. The Vikings have looked solid. I'm not playing Jennings because talk about injury. I don't know. I have Godwin ahead of Waddle because Waddle's the second, and while it's a decent matchup, I don't know how much they're going to throw. Meanwhile, Godwin is not going to be the one. It's going to be Ibuka.
I've answered this question.
So,
Trey Benson to the moon.
all right. PPR flex, Judkins, Walker.
That's my answer. You say Godwin. If you want to play Godwin, Daniel, I wouldn't say he's crazy. It's just I feel very strongly about Trey Benson to the moon this week.
Yeah, Judkins, Walker, Benson, Moore, BTJ. Yeah. As
Does
a
he mean
flex.
Kenneth Walker?
Yeah.
I'm assuming he means Kenneth Walker. Okay, well, even my love for Benson is not going to get eclipsed by
Walker.
like playing Kenneth Walker. Yeah,
Correct.
we're playing Kenneth Walker. Like, I may be a little eccentric, but I'm not padded room crazy. You got to play Kenneth Walker off this list.
Yeah. And then
Well, I don't
Henry
know.
or
Do you want to play
Hawkinson?
BTJ? Well, do you want
No.
to play BTJ?
No. I'm too
Wow,
nervous.
how-
I love the
how
volume,
far
but he's
that-
not catching anything. And
How
they're
far
bad
the mighty have
drops.
fallen- How far the mighty have fallen on the BTJ? My word.
Like that's the
I'm not
issue.
saying I
I
disagree-
went
I'm
through
not
and
saying I
watched all the
disagree, but-
drops, and it's just, I mean, all of his targets, and it's just the drops,
saying I
and it's not the
disagree.
same thing. They're not even this. Like some are hitting him right in the hand, some are, he's reaching
Some
up
are
and
bad.
yeah,
Some are bad. They're in the ground. They're in the air. That whole team doesn't look right. Nothing on that team looks right. Whereas KW3 looks very right.
Well, and Charbonnet is probably out again because they have him as
Yeah,
doubtful.
he's questionable. They haven't ruled that out yet officially. He's still doubtful. But either way, even if he was gonna play, I'm still probably playing Walker because Walker's been like the man looks electric right now. Like I don't know what they're giving him, but I want some.
Competition.
Because
He had 1 week where, well, 2 weeks where he was outsnapped, and he's like, "This is some bull."
I don't know
And
if
that's
they're
what it
putting
took.
something in the water, but if they're putting something in the water, I would like some. Because
He's the
man,
one who
it looks
actually
great.
hurt Charbonnet.
Man, it looks great. Whatever
PJ
whatever water they're giving him, the special water.
Anytime they were on the bench together, he was just dead legging him over and over again. Be like,
The man looks like a man possessed. He's just trucking people. Like it's not even just the trucking of people; it's the running around people. He looks faster than I've seen in other years. It's nuts. Something's up, but I'm gonna ride the hot hand with Walker.
speaking of hot hands, tight end, Henry or Hawkinson? With Addison coming back, I'm going Henry.
I have Henry at 7 because he is a very key part of that offense, such as it is.
Yeah, especially in this matchup. Quarterback, Murray Smith. Not going to overthink this one.
What? He has
Kyler Murray or Geno Smith for
Oh.
I break it down so it's
okay.
easier to for instead of just
Cool.
reading a list to you.
No, I'm gonna play Kyler Murray.
Okay,
How ugly
Pearsall,
is that?
T. Higgins, Ridley, Tucker, Wicks, or Henderson. One wide receiver and one flex.
One wide receiver. I mean, I don't see. Let me look.
I'm gonna go Pearsall and Tucker to make it easy for me. Henderson's close, but
Yeah,
it's half PPR. Like, I'm rolling.
I'm
that
gonna
way.
play Pearsall as much as it makes me want to throw up. And oh man, I hate all your other options, buddy. Well, it should be T. Higgins. This should be
I know.
easy, but
I know, but that
it's
team
not
is
T. Higgins'
broken.
fault. It's not his fault, but that team is broken, like possibly permanent.
It's kind of I guess it's not. I'm like the fact that they keep franchise tagging him is just criminal.
Well, they paid him now.
Okay,
he
yeah.
got his contract. Yeah,
he shouldn't.
He got the
accepted.
contract.
He should have ran. Be like, nah, I'm good, dog.
Did you see what? You clearly didn't see what they paid him.
Oh, I did,
money,
but
like it was enough money to where I could see why it's like, no, we're just gonna take that check, please and thank you, because I'm set for life now. It's gonna be, yeah, it's Pearsall, and then man, it really gets into personal preference really fast here. Yep.
I figured you'd be between Tucker and Henderson.
I would normally just auto slam T. Higgins,
I
but
understand that, but I don't think that was going to happen with.
No, I'm going to play
situation.
Henderson. I'm going to play Henderson and pray that the Patriots are not incompetent.
A lot of hope.
Your choices are the Patriots incompetent, or can the Bengals figure out how football works? I don't like my choices because I'm not counting on Ridley to get it going this week, and I'm not sold on Trey Tucker, as has been well established. Yeah, it's a nice story, and yeah, he's had 2 good games. Still not sold on this. There's a lot of people that are more sold on that than I am.
We're going back to the callback on the trade. He has Mason and Jamar Gibbs as his top 2 RBs. The dart for Henry.
Oh, I see what he's okay. I'm close.
And it's not a dynasty.
It's really close.
Yeah. I mean, I think I would do it just because I think instead of playing.
Do you play 2 running backs every week? I assume you would.
He said it could be a flex that's not a quarterback too, and I think Henry will outscore Dart more often than not.
Not sure about that. I'm not.
Because I'm also not sure how long he's going to be hanging around.
Well, I think Dart will be getting the rest of the year.
Correct. That's what they said. I meant like health-wise. Yes.
Yeah, if he gets hurt, then different story. But it's right on the line. Yeah, I'd do it.
Yeah, it's kind of an overpay.
I'd do it just because I don't know what Dart is, whereas I do know. I know what Henry is. I don't know what Dart is. Dart could literally be nothing. So, based on the idea that I know what I'm getting, and I'm not totally convinced on Mason.
All right.
I'm gonna go. I'll do it.
Okay.
I don't love it. I think it's okay. It's an okay trade. It's not like the best trade I've ever seen, but it's good enough.
All right. Everhart's asking, assuming McLaurin doesn't play, he needs one of DJ Moore, Christian Kirk, Trey Tucker, Wan'Dale Robinson, or Franklin. God.
DJ Moore. As much as I don't like it.
Nope, I'm still going to go Tucker. Taking that long ball every day, buddy.
Can't wait for Trey Tucker to put up a 0.
Oh, I mean, maybe
a literal 0. Like, I can't wait for it. It's gonna be. I'm gonna pour myself a nice big glass if I told you so.
Normally I would go Robinson. This is a perfect spot for me to play Robinson, but they're switching quarterback.
Change.
I'm like, dang it.
Yeah. Yeah,
I would be
I'm
on
gonna play
Robinson
DJ
over all these
Moore. I'd
players
play
all
DJ
day.
Moore, and I don't like. I'd
Nope.
play DJ Moore as much as I don't like it.
Makes me feel
That's
dirty.
what
I
it
don't
is.
want to.
Well, you wouldn't roster. You wouldn't have this problem because you wouldn't roster him. So
Correct. All right. Vinny, Prater or Sly at kicker. Just dropped Little. Not sure.
what
Sure.
is? Wait. Oh, where
Vinny?
you're? Oh, we're skipping the other Vinny thing.
That's the first one I see. Oh, wait.
No,
No,
not
the trade?
Yeah, whatever this is.
Okay. So I traded London
Traded London and Strange for Bucky, Judy, and Ingram.
so you got rid of Drake London and Brenton Strange.
And Brenton Strange, and he got Bucky Irving, Jerry Judy, and Ingram.
I don't love it.
Only have Genty and Chuba. I'm okay with it. I don't love it. I feel like you gave up the best player in the deal, which is Drake London. And I never like that.
Yeah.
But
This is also why we
if
should just
you're
not trade
screwed at-
early yet.
well, if you're screwed at running back,
Well,
because
Genty's
you also
gonna be
gave up your
something.
tight end. You also gave up your tight end that's playing for a guy that isn't.
Yeah.
So I don't love that either. But if you need
So it's really
see, that's the
London for
thing.
Bucky and Judy.
That's the thing, because it's like RB depth is a misnomer. Like, I would argue you don't need RB depth. I would argue that you needed a real stud wide receiver, because Moore hasn't done anything. Godwin is a theory. Ayuk's a theory, and I don't believe in Alec Eilman. So for me, I wouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
I'd have just stood where I was.
Correct.
That's what I would have done. But if it if it makes you happy, then that's the most important thing. But that's not a deal I would have done. Not with the team constructed the way you have it. Because
Again,
now
the reason we don't like trading before week 4.
well, because now you're stuck playing, I assume, both running backs being Genty and Bucky.
And then you have to play
And then
Judy
you're
and
gonna
Godwin.
flex Chuba as one of your flexes, or possibly your only flex. And then you only have to play 2 wide receivers, but you're gonna play DJ Moore, who's been underperforming, and Godwin, I guess, because Ayuk's not playing. And then you're gonna play Alec Eilman. I mean, I've stated this. I don't believe in Alec Eilman. Alec Eilman has to catch a touchdown every week to matter, and I don't like that. And we don't know what his quarterback's going to be, because now he's hurt. So it's like, I don't really believe in Alec Eilman. It's going to take more than 3 weeks to win me over on Alec Eilman. Probably going to take 2 years before I start believing in that, if I ever do. So not a deal I would have done, because I think it leaves you too thin at wide receiver. Yeah, you have good running backs now. Great. But
You have
that's
decent running backs now.
That's fickle. Yeah. It's very fickle. You know what I mean? So it's not a deal I would do. But if it makes you happy, that's the most important thing.
Yep. Kicker, Prater, Sly. You just dropped Little. Sly.
Yeah, I don't care. Sly, sure.
I was like,
they're all the same. All kickers are the same.
If you
unless
were
your
to
name
cut wide receiver,
unless your name is Brandon Aubrey, not interested. Like, they're all the same.
If you were to cut a wide receiver, would it be Downs, Manor, Judy, Brown?
Brown.
Yeah, I agree. It's Hollywood.
Brown's the limited shelf life on that.
That already got surpassed.
The others are just frustrating. Hollywood no longer matters.
Chad Corey just said start sits. I'm not quite sure what that was in reference to, but
he's the same guy from last week that wants us to do the start sits. He's the only person that wants us to do start sits.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We'll get to it. Scatterboo is a combo of Mike Alstott and Peyton Hillis.
So he's going to wind up with CTE. I agree with you.
Oh,
you can put me in the penalty box if you want for that one, because that was. You can.
That was a little.
I will willingly go to the penalty box for that, but I'm right.
All right, I'm curious about.
It's mostly mean because of how Peyton Hillis passed away.
Yeah, I'm curious about tight end start sit. I started Fannin over Henry, and Henry got 2 touchdowns.
That's because tight end is random.
Yeah,
homie. We've covered this for many years. If I could eliminate one thing from fantasy football at this point, it would be tight end. We would fold tight end into wide receiver. That's what we would do. And you want to know what's messed up about that? It would barely change wide receiver.
Yeah.
It would add 3 people on average per year.
Polo bringing out Michigan. Harbaugh, go blue, hail.
I
Sorry.
don't think I could eat. I don't think I could really eat the amount that makes me want to throw up. That's gonna be hard. I think I'd pass out before I could actually like get there.
Ugh.
I do. The only thing I enjoy about that is it was so obvious that he was gaming the system while he was there, and then that like, well, gotta go, gotta go. I'll see you later. Bye. Bye. Like, and then just disappears. Classic college football exit, just like Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
Just like his mentor and bud.
All right, Everhart. Flex 1, PPR, Ridley, Pacheco, Tillman, Kirk, Franklin.
Tillman.
Yeah, it's Tillman. Got to stick with the volume there, buddy.
Don't like it, but it's Tillman. Oh, you have JSN. Okay, well, this is why it's important that we get the whole. Vinny has JSN. Okay, I feel better about this now.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, I feel better about that if you do have JSN.
That's the one.
Because now you're not. Now you're just picking one wide receiver to fiddle around with per week and not 2. So I'm okay with that.
You should have just had JSN in London.
Sure, that's what I would have done. I would have.
It doesn't change my answer. Else.
It doesn't change my answer. I still wouldn't have done it. And 0-3 sucks, but it's not a death blow.
Yeah.
People, this is the classic. I'm
That's
0-3. I have to sell it all.
0-5.
That's not true.
Once you get around 0-5, that's when you're like, okay, now we need to start.
0-4 is when the panic. 0-4 is when the panic bells need to start ringing. 0-5 is when mandatory moves must happen. That's how this works. Not 0-3. 0-3, you jump the gun by about a week and change. It's okay. It's all right. We've all been there. I've done it myself. That's how I know that you don't make those trades in week 3. You wait like 1 to 2 more weeks. Yeah, it puts you in an awkward spot, and yeah, no one's happy, but it's the right way to do it. You got to wait like 1 more week typically. But I don't think you made your team demonstrably worse, by the way. It's just I would prefer to continue to have London to go with JSN and have stronger wide receivers in a PPR league. That's okay.
Yeah, you only kind of cut off your nose to spite your face kind of a thing. It's not that big a deal.
Wow. Rare. Kitty has claws. Jesus. Jason, who's your quarterback start sit of the week?
Sorry.
I'm moving on.
Yeah, probably a good call.
I thought I was a hangry little bitch, and Jesus, who's your QB start sit of the week before you insult any more of our
You shouldn't guess. It's Carson Wentz versus Steelers. Addison's back.
Okay.
Jefferson's there. I mean, Steelers suck with their secondary. I'm not worried about it.
I'm gonna have to start drinking for this. Wow. Okay. That's like the spiciest hot take possible.
You're welcome. Who do you got for quarterback?
Brock Purdy.
Okay.
Because I think he's gonna play.
That's
and I'll take anybody against Jacksonville's defense. Anybody within reason, I should say. So it's going to be Brock Purdy. And if you don't like that because you feel like I'm cheating, then it's going to be Matthew Stafford because I think they're going to have to huck it.
Yeah. It was between Wentz and Stafford for me, but I was like, I'm going to go a little spicy because I also figured you might take Stafford.
I just know we got a lot of Purdy questions, and I'm just kind of tipping my hand to like, yeah, he's outside, but I think he's going to play.
Yeah. All right. Quarterback sit of the week. Who do you got? I think we're going to have the same person, so I'm not too worried about it.
What? Oh, Kyler.
Oh, you're going with Kyler? Okay. Thought it'd be
That's
Daniel
easy.
Jones. Daniel Jones versus the Rams.
Oh, I mean, that's a good choice, too. I got no issue with that. Because it's Daniel
It's
Jones.
his first real test.
This is the first real test for Daniel Jones. We're going to learn some stuff this game about who's real. Let's see what happens when you play against a team with a real pass rush, Daniel.
Yeah.
Let's see how that goes. Because if you can do this, I'm gonna start to ease up on.
Yeah, you
like,
might be my starting quarterback.
Game, if they can win this game, I'm willing to entertain this a little bit. And here's the thing about it is because we've been getting this a lot because people are like, "Oh, why do you hate Daniel Jones?" And body of work. But the
He's
thing that
changed-
we need to
Change teams.
no, well, change teams, but he has not changed. But we got to remember something, which is why did Daniel Jones get all these opportunities and that contract anyway? It's because when he's on a team that can actually run the ball, he is effective. Because that's what he needs. We've seen it before when they had Saquon. Saquon was actually healthy in New York. That when that overlapped, the bad Daniel Jones comes out when they can't establish the run. Because then they put everything on Daniel Jones. And he's proven again and again that he can't be that guy. However, when they have a quality run game, he's competent because he is a game manager. And people say that like it's a negative thing. It's not necessarily a negative. You can make a real nice living in the NFL as a game manager. But he can't do it all. He has to have a run game to take the pressure off him. We saw it when Saquon was healthy. We're seeing it now with Taylor. So I'll tell you right now, if Taylor was to go down, the wheels are going to come off that so fast. It's going to be instantaneous how far they're going to fall. But considering Taylor looks like, I mean, it's 3 games, but he's literally on an MVP trajectory. 3 games. There you go. So you got that going for you, which is nice.
So you said Kyler for your sit though, or did you?
Yeah, I don't want to play. I don't want to play.
All right,
I don't-
that's
if I
fair.
could
I mean, yeah, he's been rough.
I don't want to play Kyler if I could avoid. I'd rather just move. Let's play someone else maybe this week.
All right, RB start of the week. Who do you got?
We have to scroll down
You
to a
just
little
say it.
man. We have to scroll down to a little man. Well, that's the thing. Is
We've been talking
you
about it all
can't
night.
you can't do that. He's too high rated.
No, he's not.
Trey Benson absolutely is too highly rated in the top 20. Don't know what you're talking about, but
What? I don't.
unless
believe
you're trying to bait me, I will screenshot
Oh, no,
this.
no.
And
You're saying Benson. No. That's not who I'm talking about.
oh, you're talking about Travion Henderson? Travion
Yeah.
Henderson too high. He's
Really?
at 30. Yeah, he's at 30. So he would be a flex.
That counts. 24
All right,
for
well, I got
running
a
back.
bet-
It's
That's
24 for
fine.
running back.
I got a better one anyway.
Okay, go for it.
I got a better one anyway. It's a little man named Kareem Hunt,
Oh, nice.
who I think is going to fall into the end zone.
Yeah,
That's
and
what
that's
I
all
think
it
is
takes.
going to happen. Yep. This would be the week if I was desperate and I needed help. This would be the week where I would be willing to rock Kareem Hunt in as a flex.
Okay.
Because I think he's going to score.
I have him right there, so I'm fine with that.
Yep.
All right.
Weird because he's old, but
Goal line, baby.
I feel very confident that he's going to score. So now that I've cursed that, who's your starter?
Travion Henderson.
Yeah,
the Panthers,
fine,
man.
Fine. I got. We've
Or
covered this.
insert
I got no
Patriots
beef
running
with
back
that.
here. Because
No,
it could be
it's
both of
Travion
them.
Henderson. It's got to be Travion Henderson. Who's all start trading people because I don't want to be on that ride anymore. I would like to get off that particular roller coaster as much as I possibly could. Not saying just sell out to sell, but I'm saying like if I could get a fair offer, I'd be looking to take it. I don't want to be on this ride anymore, sir. I'd like to go somewhere else if Travion Henderson doesn't get at least 15 points. Maybe 12 would be acceptable, but we need to see
Double
at least an
digits.
uptick in usage. Yeah, something.
Ideally,
Because I don't know what
60% of snaps.
we know that the answer to whatever the future is in New Ray Stevenson. We know this. He is not long for that team, and frankly, he is probably not long.
Yeah.
Probably got a couple more years as a journeyman, but that's about it. Wide receiver, or no, I'm sorry, who was your sit of the week?
I'm cheating. It's Chase Brown versus Denver.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna just sweep it. It's Chase Brown versus anyone. It's
Yeah,
Chase Brown
for the rest of the year until he
it's-
proves something. It's Chase
So
Brown.
we're gonna talk about this here soon. Probably even next week. Probably next week we're gonna start talking about this in a think maybe the week after. We'll see how it goes, but getting real close to the sell out on Chase Brown here. And it's not like I think Chase Brown suddenly forgot how to play. It's the Bengals are in the tank for this year.
Well, and
Starting
they
to get
have
to
no
that
O
point
line,
pretty
so
quick.
and he's not getting dump off. Like it's blowing
He's
me
not
away.
getting dump offs. He's just running directly into defenders
in
because
front
they
of him.
can't create they can't create a running lane, and they're so one dimensional that teams are just stacking the box. And it's like something about that team is going to have to. Otherwise, I think what they're going to do is open tank. I think we're going to get to open tanking with them pretty quickly so that maybe they can draft an O-line. Because you can't pay for one because you got no money. So maybe we can draft some people. But it's going to be ugly. And I say that as someone who rosters Chase Brown. Don't like what I'm seeing. It's very bad. It's very concerning.
Yeah.
Wide receiver. Go ahead.
I'm gonna do it, and I'm hoping it's the flip we need. Matthew Golden versus Dallas.
Ew.
Yep.
Oh. Oh, I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear
I'm
that.
rolling it out there, baby.
I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear anything.
All it's taken was one, and they've been running so many sweeps and everything else with him. Think the opportunity's there. I love the snap percentage last week. It jumped up with Reed out. I'm rolling him out and hoping for the best here.
Wrong. The answer is Jordan Addison. Jordan Addison. Jordan. Deep ball, baby.
Yeah. Well, same thing
go
for
with somebody
Golden.
who's actually. No, you go with somebody who's actually to be capable of catching deep ball at the NFL. If you're gonna, that's pro tip. Pro tip. Who's your sit of the week?
It's going to be my permanent sit. Brian Thomas Jr.
Ooh.
Dude can't catch a ball,
Boy.
and I'm salty as all get out about it. I've watched all the targets, and it's
all butthurt about it.
He's seeing so
like
many, and the fact that the
like
volume
he was
is there.
First or second round pick for a lot of teams.
Yeah, it's brutal. Who do you have?
I just don't see how you're going to justify sitting him, depending on what your other options are. But okay, I mean, I get the frustration.
Well, he hasn't done anything, like at all.
Well, he had an 8, and he had 6. That's something.
Okay.
It's not what you were looking for, but you know, you got that to hang your hat on. You know, we got that. No, it's all. I get it. I get the frustration surrounding it. I had it and I lost it because I was just completely shocked by what you said. So
Yep.
I've completely lost it entirely. I like completely just shattered my train of thought.
Sorry. Couldn't help myself.
What was I literally had it like circled, and
well, while you're thinking,
I had to go. I started looking up BTJ stats like after you said what you said. That I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Okay. It was. Oh, it was DK Metcalf.
That's right.
It was DK Metcalf because of the whole London thing, and I think they need to get to the bye.
Dublin.
That team is actually, it's probably, I normally don't. We've talked about previous years. I don't like teams that get the early bye, typically. I think this team really needs the early bye.
Yeah.
This is good for them. Go to London, play this game, go home, take a couple days off, figure out who the hell you want to be. Because this is the worst Steelers team I've seen in years. Possibly in my lifetime. Like, it's been well covered. I'm old. So,
yeah, they might not go 9-8 this year.
Yeah. Might not. Might not indeed.
All right, I'm gonna throw these out real quick because they're fun. Daniel Everhart, Angela's 3-0. Congrats. and he gets to play her this week. That's
Yeah,
rough.
good. That's good luck, dude.
Yeah.
You taught your wife how to play fantasy, and now you get to live with that decision.
And she can
This
deal
is
with
why
it.
I know.
Just separate
This
her
is why-
emotions completely and just pick players and go with it.
No, we talked to her last year. I learned real quick that she's a stone cold killer. She doesn't care. She'll sell Daniel for a freaking ham sandwich. Like it's like she don't need Daniel. Like that'll be fine. I'm sure she cares about him, but like when push comes to shove, winning's winning, Betty. You know,
Get that
like
dub.
money's money and winning's winning. Also, then she gets to mock him, which is what,
That's the best part.
80% of fantasy football.
Yeah.
It's like 80% of the reason this game happens. But no,
That's awesome.
but yeah, no, I'm glad she came back because I know she had an interesting run into her first year in fantasy. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
This is your first.
it wasn't
year playing
typical. It
fantasy.
wasn't
It
typical.
was not.
Okay.
It was not a good year to be starting with fantasy. Kamara, Benson, Genty. That's a good question.
I think it's Benson.
It's a legit question right there. PPR, huh?
Yep, it's Benson.
Well, yeah, it's Benson, but what about the other? You gotta, it's 2.
Oh, 2. My bad. I
Yeah.
didn't see the 2. I have him back to back, so I don't know.
I have Genty. I'm gonna keep going with Genty. It's gonna be Genty,
Okay.
and it's
Hope
gonna
for the
be Benson.
Nope.
Well, you're hoping for the best
Oh,
either
yeah,
way.
Yeah. So we're sitting Kamara. That's
I'm
what we should
sitting
have done.
Kamara.
We're sitting
Yep.
Kamara.
I'm sitting Kamara.
Nah, yeah.
Hard for me to do, considering how much I love Alvin Kamara, but that's the right answer, I think.
No dump offs. They're all going Juwan.
That's annoying.
Yep. Polo. Neil
Um,
has spoken to the bench. Flowers.
I want to be explicitly clear on what I'm saying. Just explicitly clear about it. If you need like upside or points,
If you're projected
might
to
be
lose by a
worth-
lot.
it might be worth rolling the dice on Flowers on the off chance that he gets the 30. They're playing Kansas City. This could come up. So I would need to know what I'm benching and what my matchup is, Paul. It's a general guideline that I will not want to play Flowers because it's too inconsistent. And I would desperately like to be getting out of the Flowers business. But I would like to know, just for my own peace of mind here, what are my other options, buddy? Like, what are you sitting him? Like, can you give us that? Because we're gonna be here for a minute because we still have to do the wheel.
Maybe they'll forget.
So
Dang
you
it.
got time to list out what your other options are for this week. But I'm just saying, as a general rule, I don't want to start Flowers, and I am waiting for Flowers to have that huge breakout game to try and trade him if I can. Might take 2 games to get full value, but let me know what else you got. Because if you're telling me like, oh, I'm going to play, there is a limit to this, right? There is a bounded limit to where it's like I might roll the dice on the big game anyway, depending. So let us know what else you have. But yeah, as a general rule, I'm interested in starting a week really. And I would really like to get, if I want to get fair market value. I don't want to sell him just to sell him, but I would like to exit this business in general. I do not want to be in the Zay Flowers business anymore. If I ever was, it's too frustrating.
Yeah. All right. Back to Michael Leone. May or Baker? I think it's
May.
It is May.
Best matchup you could have.
Yep. Chuck LeMaine. Where does Addison rank among this week's waiver ads?
Number 1.
I was like, he should have already been rostered. People
Number 1. He'd be, if he was still available somehow, I'd
pick him up right now.
claim him. I would immediately go claim him. First thing I would do.
I'm sitting BTJ for Keenan Allen Scattaboo this week. Started sitting him last week when I heard the wrist injury news. I decided he'd break out on my bench. Good call.
It's actually worked. Yeah, that's worked out.
All right.
Boy, look at the Chuck. Must need a wheelbarrow to haul him around.
Back to Leone.
Most people don't have the testicular fortitude that would be required to do that.
Fannin or Kincaid? That one's Kincaid.
It's Kincaid.
Yes, having Ferguson helped that trade a little bit, but you still should have got
It's
some
not
more.
as impactful as you think it is. You could have told me pretty much whatever tight end. Because tight end wasn't part of the trade. So you had him either way.
All right, right. So in my flexes between Kamara, Ladd, Smith, and Tootin. It's McConkey.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%. Yeah, that's what we're doing. It's slightly frustrating.
Yeah.
The
It's gonna happen.
way that's working. Well, it's because eventually this sounds terrible. But like at some point, Keenan Allen not going around soon, probably to the Ladd McConkey again.
All right, you're welcome, Michael. Happy to help. They're calling for it now.
That's what I'm saying. We got to do it. We got to go. Do it. Segue into it, or just start it. However you want to do it.
All right.
Rip it.
Fine. You ready? Here we go.
Spin the wheel, place a bet. It's time again for tight end roulette.
Presented by Ballpark Franks. They plump when you cook them. Important concept is in no way affiliated with Mark Sanchez or Ballpark Franks.
All right, you got it. That's what you wanted. Well, you big old wheel right in the middle. Covered up Neil's. That's how bad it was.
That's fine.
That's fine. All right.
They know what I look like. It's not. They don't look. They know what I look like, and it's not that impressive.
Well, so here you go. Got the wheel. We're going to start with the spin. Let's see how it goes. All right. What are your thoughts on Mark Andrews?
Well, we covered that earlier in the show. It's super. It's all over the place. It's like you don't know what you're gonna get, considering he's had a 1, and a 24. And to be honest with you, I've got him at 15. I think better options are probably available.
Yeah.
But if I was desperate, you could do worse.
Yeah. Pretty much. All right. So he's off. Here we go.
He wouldn't be my tight end start of the week. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that's for dang sure. Oh, we're at the same spot. Harold Fannin Jr. Again, his snaps are going up. It's really close with Njoku. So
they're splitting the job effectively. Yeah. It's like
if
they're
only one of them
sharing
were
that job. I have Fannin at 16, because he's sharing a job with Njoku, who I have at 14. So any given Sunday, that they could pan out either one of them, but this is going to be a problem now week to week, trying to figure out who is going to get the touchdown effectively, to make their week matter. Like last week, in reality, Njoku has been more consistent. But Fannin has
snaps?
Yeah, but Fannin has a little bit more upside. So
got the juice.
And he's younger. And, that's nice, but they're effectively sharing that job. And it seems like that's going to be the strategy for the Browns for this year. They're going to just share that job. So until someone gets hurt, they're going to be in this tight end middle ground purgatory. He would not be my start of the week. He's a viable streaming option week to week, but he would not be my start of the week this week.
Yeah, I agree. All right, here we go. Johnny Smith.
Pass.
Yeah, I agree. Hard pass.
Hard pass.
Talk about people who need the break. This is why he needs a break. because they don't know what's going on.
He needs to be on a different team. He needs to be on the team that he was on last year. That would actually really help them. It would help both of them. It would help him and the Dolphins, but that's not the case. Because Jonnu Smith, break or not, is going to share that job with Pat Fryerman. So it caps his upside. That's why I have not been a big Jonnu Smith guy post-trade. I was all about it when he was going to be on the Dolphins, but the minute he winds up on the Steelers, it's like, nah, too crowded.
They both tanked hard.
And
It just ruined Frymouth.
terrible quarterback. You wouldn't think you could be worse than Tua, and yet there it is.
All right, what are your thoughts on Kyle Pitts?
I don't have any. None that are suitable for air.
Yeah, it's still the same issues. Super talented, but that team's not passing enough.
Is
Bijan's a star.
Is he super talented?
It seems like it.
Is he?
When he gets the volume, he's super talented.
What if he was on the Dolphins?
Maybe
Could we put him on the Dolphins?
that might be.
Could
the
we do
answer.
that? Could he go to the Dolphins? Because then I'm interested. But I'm not interested, and I'm not interested for this game. I do have him at 13, but that's not a reflection of what Kyle Pitts is. That's a reflection of how terrible tight end is.
Yeah. Oh dang it! I didn't remove him. Oh well.
Should remove him automatically.
Yeah. Chigakonkwo.
Pass.
Yeah, I mean it's especially with we don't know what the quarterback situation is going to be.
I have better ideas than Chigakonkwo. I understand that he led the team in targets last week and he had 66 yards, but
Oh, back on Pitts.
I'm gonna need to see that. I'm gonna need to see that again before I'm interested in Chigakonkwo. We haven't gotten to the people I'm actually interested in yet.
I know. I was hoping it'd happen sooner, but
This is part of why the tight end roulette thing.
yeah, still not there.
Definitely-
David Njoku.
Well, they love it is the problem. That's the thing. It's like I don't have a way to like make it less laborious to do that I could think of. So, and also I don't know that they would even want that. They seem to like this. So,
All right, David Njoku. It's fine.
see Harold/Fannin comments. It's the same idea. I've got them literally 2 spots apart, and that's how they're going to be. That's how they're going to be until something changes. Getting closer. We'll get to the people I'm actually interested in soon.
Dallas Goedert.
There we go.
Yeah.
Now we're getting into stuff that I'm interested in. All right. So Dallas Goedert has played 2 games this season, and the both games that he has played, he's either had 7 targets or he caught a touchdown. So Dallas Goedert is interesting because he is Jalen's whoopee, or for those of you who don't know that term, he is his security blanket. He is Blanket from the Brave Little Toaster. And if you've seen the Brave Little Toaster and understand what I'm talking about, time to start getting ready for your colonoscopy.
Stop being mean. It's such a good show. Movie.
I'm not being mean, and it's not a show; it's a movie, and it's actually a series of movies. And I'm not even being mean. I've seen all those. I watch those movies. But he is Blanket from the Brave Little Toaster. So when Dallas Goedert is out there, I'm down. I'm down for this idea. I think people are underestimating Goddard. I think they've got him too low.
Yeah. Don't know why he was an option this week. That's for sure.
He is at 17 in the ECR is why.
Yeah.
Because the fantasy community has decided that Dallas Goedert is dead, that he has died, and I think that's wrong. He would be one of 2 tight ends that I am interested in as a streaming option this week. He is one of them for sure, and he is widely available. Dallas Goedert is he's under 50% still, which I think is wrong. So if you're looking for tight end help, not just for this week, but potentially for longer, I am okay with creating a roster spot for God. I got one other guy that I'm interested in.
Is he on the wheel?
I'll be honest with you, I'm not really looking at the wheel. I'm just waiting to find out who they are. Doing my
K-Dot.
take. It's not K-Dot. K-Dot needs several people to get hurt, and then K-Dot will matter again.
Well, I mean, that's why
K-Dot only matters when there are more injuries than what they're dealing with.
I was hoping there would be a chance.
Not yet. If Godwin goes down, then it's K-Dot in time.
Brenton Strange.
There it is. There it is. Brenton Strange is
Speaking of
it's
whoopies,
not it's very much that. It is it is a whoopee on a terrible team that is going nowhere, that frankly everyone is probably going to get fired here soon. It's one of those, like, people about to get fired up out of this place. But they really like Brenton Strange. They liked Strange last year when they drafted him, and he had a bad rookie year. Happens with tight ends. But when they got rid of Engram, it became immediately apparent what part of why they were willing to do that is because they are very high on Strange, and it's taken a little bit to get going, but last week was kind of the coming out party. 7 targets, caught 6 of them. It's the 10-yard depth of target that I'm interested in, though. That's a lot for a safety blanket. That's nuts. And in the other good game he had, week 1, it was 15-yard depth of target. So for me, Brenton Strange is another one where I am interested in Brenton Strange, not just for this week, where he would be my start of the week, by the way, at tight end, because they're playing the 49ers, and somebody's got to catch the ball.
Yeah.
He would be on my radar as a multi-week replacement if I needed one.
Yeah. And then I'm going to bring up the guy I brought up on Monday, who is my forever somebody to watch, somebody to take notice, because, again, Chargers, can't help myself. Rhonda Gadsden. Really set it up really quick. And his first week back healthy, his snap percentage, was there. Conklin isn't it. Disley's, of course, hurt already. And so if you're looking at somebody...
Bad. I feel so bad
for
Will Dissly, just as an aside. Like, it's not Will Dissly's fault.
Correct.
That this keeps happening. It's just... It's sad that it keeps happening. What is this, the 4th time?
Yeah, 3rd or 4th time.
Seattle twice.
Yeah.
And then once with you guys already.
Yeah.
So sad, because I actually like Will Dissly, and I think he could have a real NFL career if he could just stop getting hurt. Pour one out for poor little Will Dissly.
All right. Well, with that, we'll wrap it up with...
I don't mind Rhonda Gadsden. I haven't seen enough of it to have...
That's why it's more of a keep an eye on. I brought him up in the waiver show because, again, keep an eye on it because I was interested.
Well, he got 7 targets.
Yeah.
So, it's like there's definitely like, all right, you get 7 targets. And they need a tight end, and they've got rid of all their other tight ends. So,
well, none of it else have been producing, and that's somebody that this team really wanted. It went out and got, kind of a thing too.
Yeah, and he had a decent college career, decent enough.
Yeah,
for what it was. All right, so we did the wheel. Everybody, bask in the magnificence of the wheel.
Yeah, I'm going to play the commercial again, and then
all right, do that.
We can answer the rest of the questions. All right, thanks, you guys. That was tight end roulette for you. Here you go.
Spin the wheel, place a bet. It's time again for tight end roulette.
Presented by Ballpark Franks. They plump when you cook them. If contest is in no way affiliated with Mark Sanchez or Ballpark Franks.
And here we are. We're back. Okay. Yeah. Michael's
I have read
Anthony
that.
Westbrook.
It's Anthony Westbrook, and I immediately was like, oh, okay. Okay, well, it's good to have you back. So that's awesome.
Oh no, he got rid of the Showtime Rotisserie Grill too.
Yeah, you
That's
probably got to
sad.
do that. That thing's probably pretty nasty. That thing's probably pretty gross. It's probably good. It's also as old as I am, so it's like probably need to get rid of that. Yeah, if Addison was dropped because people are crazy, I would immediately go get him, like, right now. And If Godwin is cleared and active, are we playing Godwin over Moore?
Yes.
Yes, I would be. And I don't care about playing two Tampa Bay people.
Yeah, doesn't
Uh,
really matter, especially when it's this position, and that's your best running back.
Daniel, yeah, Goddard's, like I said, it's 50% available, like as an aggregate number. So I don't know what's going on, but a lot of people have decided that Goddard is dead. And I'm not totally sold on that yet. If he gets hurt again, and also next year when he's probably not on that team, okay, then he's dead, more than likely. But for this year, he's still on the Eagles. Like when he's out there playing, like Hurts is going to go to him. He trusts him. So mostly what it does is it screws with Devonta Smith in a very annoying way. And then Polo, I get it. I know. Stop doing that. Don't go to 0-2 and sell everything.
I don't understand you guys.
I get the temptation, but we gotta get enough sample before we start just blowing stuff up. Like it's
just a little more.
Just the way that it's gotta be. Yeah. Brother got offered AJ Brown. Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Why?
My problems for your problems.
Yeah, no.
I'm not doing that.
Oh, started smoking when he turned on the Showtime.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like that crap. The heating element in there is 40 years old, and it's held in there with glue. 40-year-old glue. Like that crap wasn't built to last the haul. That crap was built to be used at parties for a while and then put in the closet. Like that's not. Yeah. I'm not surprised that you're actually lucky it didn't light on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
definitely rough.
Like you got kind of lucky there, homie. All right, I think we did it, Jason. I think we did it. I think we got there. That's all the questions. We did the wheel. We did the start sits.
Yeah, we did it somehow.
I'm not seeing any more questions. I think we're there. Is there anything else you want to talk about? We covered Chase Brown's demise. That was on my list of things to talk about. The fact that I'm really getting nervous about Chase Brown.
I mean, we kind of danced around
about all the Bengals.
Yeah.
But Chase Brown in particular.
We didn't touch on one thing that I mean, hopefully it won't take that long. What are your thoughts on the Washington Commanders backfield?
So it's going to be a three-headed monster. Krosky Merritt gets the first crack at it. But what's his name? Chris Rodriguez is going to be the third down back and is going to do just enough to F with everything.
Yep.
He's not going to score a 60-yard touchdown every week. So that makes him kind of hard to trust for fantasy. But he is, or no, wait, he wasn't the one.
That was McNichols.
I'm sorry. McNichols is going to be the one that screws up everything. Because, like, McNichols is going to do just enough to mess with it. Because he got 4 carries, but he ran in a 60-yard touchdown. So they're going to give him opportunities. But, like, he only had a 26% snap share. Bill is going to get first crack. But then you still have to account for Rodriguez being the third down back. So it's a job that if it was one guy, I think
back
would be
to the
really
Brian Robinson issue.
attractive. Yeah, if it was one guy, it would be really attractive. But Brian Robinson wasn't even one guy. It was him and then Eckler as the third down back.
And then McNichols every now and then when they felt.
And now it's a three-headed monster where they're going to split it. Like the first and second down work is going to get split between McNichols and Krosky Merritt, with Rodriguez Jr. being the third down back, which makes all of this almost impossible to trust and makes me not really super interested in rostering any of it. The only thing that I think has real value to outside of your team, if you're the person that manages Krosky Merritt and it's a redraft league, so non-keeper, non-dynasty, I would be looking to deal JCM. You're hoping JCM gets 2 touchdowns randomly, and then we ship him. We move on because this is going to be an issue. JCM is the one I want, to the extent that I want any of them. But let me be clear on that. JCM's a flex.
Yeah.
He's not even an RB2.
He will be useful
Rest
when
of
bye
season.
weeks start hitting.
Yes. He will be useful. Polo, he had to get rid of the grill. Okay, buddy, it was a fire hazard. He should
Might
have
got
gotten
the
rid
whole
of the
house on
grill.
fire.
He should have gotten rid of the grill in the year 2000. Like it's like that grill is old enough to vote. That grill is old enough to fight and die for its country. Okay? Like that grill is my age. Like they wouldn't even draft me because I'm too old at this point. Like that grill, it's a miracle that the grill lasted as long as it did. It's one of those deals where it's like, oh my god. But yeah, JCM, I agree with you, Jason. JCM will have value to get into the plays, but for right now, he's a flex at best. And I'm hoping for a couple big weeks so I can try to ship him. I'm not sold on this backfield at all. It's going to be a 3-headed monster, and I don't like the direction this is going.
Yeah.
They don't seem inclined, Jason. Do you agree with me that they don't seem inclined to stick with one guy?
Well,
They
you
seem
thought
like they want to spread it around.
when they shipped off Robinson, you kind of thought that they were going to go with somebody.
Right, you would think, right?
And then they
But
didn't.
From what we've seen, it looks like they're willing to go with committee.
Yeah. Like, everybody can get it done. So whoever gets it done, gets it done.
Well, it's funny because in one of my dynasty leagues before the Robinson trade, I shipped off Brian Robinson over the summer because I've seen enough. It's not going to help me win my league. It's 800 yards and a couple missed games every year and not nearly enough passing work. So I shipped him off for a 2nd-round pick. And considering I got him in the 3rd round and then got to enjoy him on my team for years and then cash out for a 2nd-round pick, I feel like I did pretty well.
Yeah.
So I'm good with it because and then right after that, like a month or 2 later, that trade went through and I was like, tells me that I'm not crazy. Tells me that the Commanders see the same thing that I do, which is you're not our long-term answer. To pay, you might as well get something for you.
Yeah.
Considering this is the last year of his deal.
Well, and
then he goes to the
this whole thing's a mess.
49ers and then he goes to the 49ers and people are all excited at him.
Well, that was my
Maybe
thing with
during
Bill.
the buys. Maybe during the buys, you know.
That was my issue with Bill.
No, I
It's
meant
like,
people. No, I meant people were excited about Brian Robinson going to the 49ers
Yeah,
because they were like, "Oh, well, he'll do stuff." And I'm like, maybe like week 10 when they're sitting McCaffrey
week
to
17.
keep him fresh for the playoffs.
Yeah.
No. They start doing that around 12, 13, now.
I don't know.
10, 12, 13. They start dialing CMC back.
But yeah, with
They've been doing that the last couple of years.
my issue with Bill will always be the fact that I didn't see it in the preseason, and I didn't expect him to get it. The passing work isn't they're going to be there, and so if you're not getting the passing work, and you're not going to be the one who has the full job, you're not going to be on my team.
You're basically a flex. That's your ceiling. Your absolute ceiling is where he is, a flex, which is why I'm saying I would like off.
Yeah.
I would like off, please. If I could get something that would be better. Hey, you know what I would like to do? I'd like to trade JCM for Travion right now, today.
Yeah.
Before this weekend. Let's do that. Let's see if someone will do that with me.
Oh. M. Gonzalez, though.
Out.
This is fun. Drop Harvey for Willie, Marks, or Ollie Gordon. Has Kyron, Corum, and Tootin.
I
mean, maybe.
I'm not interested in Willie Marks.
Woody. That's supposed to be Woody. That was the name I was looking for. I'm like, I don't know who the.
Whatever, dog.
Yeah,
like I'm out on Woody Marks because he plays for the Texans, and he's a 24-year-old rookie.
Yeah, Gordon is interesting.
That's been my art. Gordon is interesting. So let's talk about Gordon for a second, because I think what we are starting to see is the death of their other running back, whose name is escaping this moment.
Achane.
It's no.
Jalen
Jalen Wright.
Okay.
We're starting to see the death of Jalen Wright, who Jalen underwhelming rookie year last year for them. It was almost forgivable because nothing went right for the Dolphins last year. Well, then he comes into camp, looks like he's going to be the backup for a time. Then he gets hurt at the worst time for him to get hurt because they had just drafted
Ollie Gordon.
Ollie Gordon.
Yeah.
And they got Ollie Gordon at a screaming deal in the draft because of how many running backs, the glut of running backs that were in last year's class. He got pushed down boards. If it was a normal class, no way he's still available for Dolphins. So they just take it, right? Right? It's looking like he got cleared to play in that game on Thursday last week.
Didn't see it.
He dressed.
Yeah.
Didn't see the field. Meanwhile, Ollie Gordon runs at a touchdown. So I think we're starting to see Jalen Wright might not be long for this work. And if that's the case, then I wouldn't mind getting in on the ground floor because we've seen for years that the Dolphins really want a big boy
To push it in.
who can run between the tackles and push it in. And we saw Raheem Mostert had value, and Raheem Mostert was 100. He was okay. He was good, but he was 100. And he was never healthy.
But would you drop
So-
Harvey for him?
No,
Would he drop Corum for
not
him?
not yet. No, he needs Corum because he's got Kyron.
Tootin?
And I'm not dropping Tootin.
Okay. I'm like, that's where we really get
But-
to it because it's
But
like,
I
really want Gordon.
would
What?
bring up the idea that I would not drop anyone that you have for Gordon, but I would continue to monitor.
Yeah.
You are not crazy to look at Gordon and be like, there might be something there, because I see it too. I definitely see it. See, the thing is, Harvey's going to be the starting running back for the Broncos at some point this season. Because J.K. Dobbins has never played a full season in the NFL.
he almost made it last year.
I mean,
It was close.
kinda. He started slowing down really in a big way too, because his knee started to bother him, and I think that's going to be a chronic problem for him moving forward, considering he's on his third knee. This is knee number 3 for him, I want to say.
I think so.
So at some point, the rheumatism's gonna start acting up, if you get my reference. So,
Just put some tussin on it.
yeah, and you don't, little bit, exactly. Exactly. So no, I don't think you're crazy. I would hold on to, I would stand pat right now, but keep my eye out on Gordon, because that's a shift. And I'm to the point where if you are still holding out hope in non-dynasty with Wright, you can just cut Wright. You don't need Wright anymore. That's over for redraft. It's already over for redraft. We're getting to the point where even for dynasty, I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Like, I was in one of my dynasty leagues, I was looking at literally this morning, like super early before work. Is it just time? And I'm like, no, we'll give it a little bit longer. But we are very much going the wrong way with Jalen Wright, which is a shame because I think he has talent, but he is not. It's not panning out in Miami. But I don't want Woody Marks, and at all. And I was talking about this during the dynasty run up. I don't like 24-year-old rookie running. I just don't. And at some point, Joe Mixon will be back. And it couldn't come a moment too soon, because that team is so bad, and they desperately need to figure out how to run.
Well, it's also
Or
the
they
reason we don't
desperately
like
need to,
25-year-old rookie quarterbacks.
yeah, or will they desperately need to figure out how to pass protect? One of the two. Figure out how to pass protect or figure out how to run the ball. One of those things needs to happen now, as in like today. So, and Daniel, you can sell Rob if you want, but I don't know what you're going to get for it. At this point, the time to do that was long ago. But I'm assuming you're talking about redraft.
Yeah, I mean,
So it
you
depends
could try
on
and send
what-
it to the CMC manager, but
But that's really who you're looking at.
that's
this point,
your target
I'd
audience.
it's a small audience. It's one. So I might just hold on to it at this point if I was you. See what they want to give me, but I might want to just hang out with it at this point, depending on what draft capital you use to acquire it, because it's probably going to gain value as the season goes on. You following me? Because if they're going to go to the playoffs, and they probably will, assuming that he's healthy, what they've been doing is, as we get into the middle of the year, towards the middle to the 3/4 point of the year, they start limiting CMC's snaps to keep him healthy for the playoffs. And that's where the Brian Robinson moment is. That's why I didn't want to draft Brian Robinson, because you got to wait like 10 weeks for it to matter. Otherwise, you're counting on a CMC injury, which could happen. But your audience for a trade is hard, and I don't know that I would just cut him because running back is so bad. Like, I don't know what I'm going to cut him for. Would you cut Robinson for Ollie Gordon?
I mean, maybe it's close.
Maybe. You're right. It's like maybe. But like,
There's
am
more
I
upside
excited
for him,
about
for
it?
Sure. Yeah.
Am I excited about it though? Like, do I feel like I've like made my team a million times better? I've made my team a little bit. Like, but I don't feel like I've materially my position in a serious way. I think my new fantasy team name is going to be Anthony Westbrook Grill. And 9 people will get that joke.
Just grabbed him as an FA, so didn't waste anything. Someone dropped him for GCN.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. I might just hold on to it then.
Yeah.
And just wait. Value's not great right now. If you didn't invest anything into it, it's kind of like finding money on. It's like, I'm just going to wait until we get a little bit further into the year, and then I'm going to go shop Brian Robinson for sure, because you don't need him unless you have CMC. So I might just stand pat with that. Keep it as a speculative. It's a speculative stock, if you're following me. You know what I mean? It's like the stock price is $1 right now, but it could go to $5. And I might just hold on to it until it goes to $5 and then just dump it to the other person. So it's kind of where we're at.
That was a good move.
Yeah, you could probably drop Loveland. Loveland doesn't super matter anymore. It's so frustrating. Although it's not entirely.
That was the whole reason I didn't pick him up in the first, or draft him in the first place.
It's why I don't have any Loveland shares in Dynasty and was actively recommending people to take Warren, because it's the same thing. And I'm like, look, I don't like Warren that much more than Loveland on paper. But what I do like is the idea that Warren is going to have the job. The whole job. And they're like, people were giving me crap because they're like, they got like 4 tight ends. And I'm like, watch how fast they start cutting these tight ends. And they started cutting the tight ends. They immediately started cutting tight ends when they.
And well, that was my thing with Loveland. Is like,
but they didn't cut Cole Kmet.
Yeah.
But they didn't cut Cole Kmet.
Yeah.
That's different. Yeah.
I'm like,
they cut everyone on the Colts. They just kept Mo Alley Cox and they cut everybody else. And I'm like, well, that's understandable. They love Mo Alley Cox.
Yeah, because he's a freak. But Kmet is also like the safety.
I have a joke that I'm desperately trying to stifle because it's so not PG-13 and we're right at the end. So we're like at the end of the show. It's not a highbrow joke. You could probably figure out what it is. But yeah, Daniel, I think that's a good call. You could pick up Colston Loveland later. That's totally fine. You don't need that right now. You're good. Anything else, Jason? Any other things to note or people to be on the lookout for as we get into next week and as we're finally getting into the time of the year where we can start evaluating trades in a way that makes actual sense soon?
I mean, I touched on it in the waiver show, but another thing I'm kind of watching, I know it's not great because that offense is in shambles, but Isaiah Bond. was a very quiet ad at the beginning of the year for the Browns.
Not a fan of Isaiah Bond.
Well, he's also
wasn't-
jumped. He's become the third wide receiver very quickly. It's just something I'm watching because I'm very interested to see.
It's a
moving
name to
forward.
know.
Yeah.
I don't think it matters for fantasy yet, or if it ever will.
Yeah.
I also do not like Isaiah Bond, the human being.
Oh yeah.
So I would rather not if I could avoid it. Isaiah Bond, the person, seems to be a deeply individual. So prefer to not deal with it if I could. Doesn't matter. You're trying to win fantasy games. You're trying to win. The Browns are trying to win real football games. So I get that, but he doesn't matter yet for fantasy. And we'll see if he ever gets there. And yeah, we talked about it briefly, but I think people need to pump the brakes on the Torrey Horton.
Yeah, I agree.
If you want to roster him and you can get him for like $1, in Fab, fine. Like you have a roster spot and you just want a speculative ad, fine. But the fact that he's at 66% roster chip percentage as of today, given waivers ran yesterday, and some crazy Fab bids I saw where people are throwing out $50 bids on $100 Fab for the season, that's too rich for me.
Yeah.
I
I would have probably done that for Tucker, but that's also because I believe that a little more. But still, Horton's 3 at best.
Yeah. We'll see. 2 good games.
On a
I
team that
acknowledge
runs
them.
a lot.
He's had 2 good games. I acknowledge that much. And he was sort of an under the radar combine. Because let's face it, a lot of people don't watch CSU football. Why would you? But as I've pointed out earlier in the show, CSU turns out a lot pro NFL receivers. It's just not household names for a lot of people. And he had a really nice combine. So I'm aware of Torrey Horton and was when he was in college. So it's not that surprising that he would have some success. But I am not sold on any pass catcher for Seattle at this point that isn't JSN. Remember how excited people got about Bobo? Where's Bobo now? He's still there, but you know what I mean? This is not the first time that people have been enticed by a Seattle wide receiver and then it just flames out. So I need more sample before I'm willing to really commit to Torrey Horton. Now, like I said, if you want to put up $1 and you can get him in your league for like $1 or like a small bid, it's a speculative ad, I am fine with that. But these people that are ripping off a quarter of their Fab budget for him, I think I guess the counter argument is you got to spend money but I just think there are more productive ways to spend money. I'd rather put in a bunch of $5 bids on different players and see if I could cash on some of them rather than my eggs in the Torrey basket.
Yeah, he's currently getting outsnapped by Cooper Kupp, JSN, AJ Barner.
Yeah.
Running backs.
Basically everyone.
Close with
That isn't
Arroyo.
Bobo.
And that's somebody I
That
actually
isn't
like.
Bobo. Yeah, Arroyo is going to be a work. So I think people got really excited about Arroyo because of the preseason and because of camp.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to tell people, you got to give that guy time. He's so raw. He's just such a raw player coming out of Miami. He understands how to run routes to a certain degree, and he's very athletic. But can he play tight end at the NFL level and do all the stuff you got to do with the blocking, the pass, all that crap? And I'm just not totally sold he's there yet. Maybe next year. We'll see how this season goes.
Yeah.
It's someone to keep an eye on, though. I don't hate Arroyo. A lot of people did not like Arroyo. A lot of dynasty people, very polarizing on Arroyo. They either really like him or they really don't like him. I'm kind of in the middle. I think he could be somebody someday. But to all the people that were pumping him for redraft this year, maybe not. I'm not ready. Not ready to go there for redraft. You might be sad about that.
Oh, that's who I wanted to bring up. Brashard Smith. We talked
Yeah.
about that KC running back room, and
Not a big fan.
it's not so much that, but at some point they're going to have to see what they got with him, especially if they haven't put anything into any of the other running backs really, and just
You
kind of
say
see.
that. You say that, but he was a 7th round pick himself.
Yeah.
So he does not matter. So I don't think you have to see what you have in him. I think he should be lucky that he's got a job. That's more what that is when you're a 7th round pick. Because the vast majority of 7th round picks never even get signed. They come in for camp and then they're gone. So, like, he is an outlier among outliers, and I am not convinced they will have to see what they have in him at all. I think they'd more likely they just go with Kareem Hunt. But I think are you assuming that like are you operating from the assumption that the Chiefs don't correct their problems and start winning games?
Yeah,
Is that
I'm.
the supposition?
I mean, I'm
of
really
your thing
hoping
here?
that. If I'm just worried, it might be too late.
Oh, I'm not sold on that yet.
Just because.
Talk to me when they're 0-6.
Yeah, that well, they play the Ravens.
Talk to me when they're 0-6.
Like,
they
that-
can beat.
they
The
don't
Ravens.
have
I'm
an
not
easy-
sold on that yet.
Easy
The-
sled.
no,
this
it was
year-
never.
this year.
It was never gonna be. It was
Yeah.
never gonna be. But you talk to me when they've actually lost games. Talk to me after they've lost those games, and Travis Kelce has been cut because he won't stop mouthing off to his boss, and Patrick Mahomes suddenly has a leg injury that probably isn't real because he doesn't want to play anymore until they fix the team in the offseason. And then you talk. When it's who's their backup? Matt Castle? Still? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Like
No, it's Gardner.
Oh yeah. Okay. You talk to me when it's the stash. When it's the stash and Travis Kelce has been cut and Patrick Mahomes is on IR. And then you talk to me about Brashard Smith. Until then, they won't say die.
Well,
They'll run that crap into the ground.
Speaking of 7th round running backs, LaQuint Allen. We brought up Tootin. Allen's right there behind him. He's still getting snaps every week. I mean,
I'm not interested in LeQuint.
it's been slowly increasing. He outsnapped Tootin last week.
I don't think LeQuint Allen is good. Like
Well, it's
I hate to be
again,
that
we're talking
black
about a
and white
7th
about
round
it.
running back.
Yeah, and what I'm saying is I think the name you want is Tootin. That's the real name here. If they decide to go away from Etienne as they continue to lose games as we continue to roll through the season, I think Tootin is the one that will get the real evaluation win.
If and when Etienne goes down.
Or they just
they're
bench
out.
him because they're done. Yeah. That's the real one. Tootin's the real one. He's got the pedigree. He's got the actual measurables. He's got the draft capital. He's got everything you want. And I remember when everybody was like, "Oh, Tank Bigsby is going to be the..." How'd that work out? They don't give a crap about Tank Bigsby. They traded him for a ham sandwich.
Yeah.
Like it means nothing. And I think that to me speaks volumes about what they really think about Tootin. Because they are not going to be keeping Etienne. Can't afford it. They have bigger needs elsewhere. I think next year there's a very real chance we are talking about Tootin is the starter with some kind of veteran that they'll bring in. DeAndre Swift. Right? See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like something like that. Like
Brian Robinson.
who else? Maybe. I don't know who else. Like he'll be available. Who that's not a bad one. Like it's like whatever floats their boat. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? What veterans will be available? There'll be plenty of veterans will be available. It just whatever floats their boat. Because they can't afford Etienne. I don't see them bringing Etienne back. I've been wrong before, but I'm not sold on them bringing back Etienne. He's having a good year right now though.
Yeah.
He's making the case. He's making the case for bringing him back. but I think
playing
he's
for a
26,
contract.
and I think he's 26, and I think he is very much playing for that contract, and it's just a question of like, and I think he will get a contract. It's just a question of where. And I'm not totally sold on the idea that it's in Jacksonville. We'll see how the rest of the season goes and into the offseason on that.
Yeah, I mean, Brees Hall.
Tootin's the one. Tootin's the one you want to. Tootin's mustache. He's 23. Good college tape. Got the pedigree. Got the draft capital. That's who I want. Not super sold on some of these other guys here. It's kind of like when people were like, well, look at Jarquez Hunter. It's like, well, how's that work? So not well.
Corum looks
Not
good, though.
well. It's so annoying. Just very annoying. Same thing with Jaden Blue. Remember how everybody's like, Jaden Blue, wave of the future. Not even dressing.
Nope. That's why I love Javonte Price. I mean, I was like, oh yeah, I'll be on that all day. Cheap, baby. Starting running back for nothing.
Javonte that is the ultimate borrowed time.
Yeah, so high.
Time bomb. The ultimate ticking time bomb. And people were trying to talk about Trevor Etienne. And it's like, no, dude. No. Like, that's the worst landing spot for him.
Yeah.
Like, Trevor needed to go somewhere that wasn't Carolina. And he went to Carolina. And it's like, well, I'm sorry.
See you in 3 years.
Yeah. And it's the same. And it's you want to talk about who I feel bad for. It's Caleb Johnson.
Oh yeah, that leaving that kick into the end zone just.
Oh, it was just the final death blow to his fledgling career. He just got sent into the doghouse so far. See you at the end of the year, Caleb.
Yeah.
You better hope the Steelers start sucking. And I feel bad for the everybody was like, do you take Caleb or do you take Harvey? And I'm like, well, you take Ibuka. And people were like, no, he won't play for a full year in Dynasty. Okay. See you in a couple months on this conversation. I'll be there. I'll be there with my handout, with my waiting for my apology. And that one worked out. But I still maintain you want Harvey over Caleb because I just look at who he's competing against. It's like Harvey at some point I think will matter because J.K. Dobbins will either get hurt or slow down. I'm less convinced on Caleb given how this has started. This has gone as bad as it could have gone for Caleb. Like, it's literally the worst case scenario.
Yeah. The snap's going down and then just, nah, you can sit.
Yeah. And the other one that I am really interested in is DJ Giddens.
Yeah.
Because if something, there is one thing that has not. If something was to happen to Jonathan Taylor, I really genuinely, it's going to be DJ Giddens out there, like, early and often. Similar kind of thing. He should never have gone in the draft as late as he did. If he was in any other class, he would have gone probably a full rounder, given his pedigree and tape. And if anything was to happen, I think he will get the first crack at being the Taylor replacement. And to be honest with you, I think he could do it. He's not going to be Jonathan Taylor, but he might be able to help prevent Daniel Jones' imminent demise. So you got that going. And to all the Hampton people, I guess you're welcome. Not you're welcome. That's the wrong way to say that. But I guess like you got lucky.
Congratulations.
You know? Like, yeah, there you go. Congratulations. It worked out. It worked itself out.
It started working out because he shot himself in the face with a firework, and then just like, okay, well.
Oh, I just mean like in week 2, people were getting real nervous against that in that Raiders game when he puts up that 3, and it's like, ooh, that's scary. That's scary. Now you're good. It's all better.
Yeah.
Hate to see it the way that it happened, but if you're the Hampton manager, you'll take it.
I'm guessing 25 plus touches every week from here on out. So you're probably pretty set with that.
They got nothing else.
Hassan's there. He'll be fine. He'll still touchdown here and there, I'm sure.
You are very familiar with my feelings on Hassan Haskins and how bad I think he is. We covered that ad nauseum last year. I am not afraid of Hassan Haskins. Anyway, like, if anything, it makes me more bullish on Hampton. we saw what it looked like when they signed another running back and then drafted a running back.
Yeah.
So not great. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's break it there. And if we we'll keep talking about names to know for the future. But Jason, I think it's time to sign us out.
All right. Well, with that, see you all tomorrow. I'll be back answering start sits ahead of kickoff, like always. Otherwise, betting show locked in Friday, and then Neil and I are back on Sunday doing start sits. So, good luck. Hope you enjoy your Wednesday night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Keep up the nonsense.
Be strong.